and go live on this shit.
Well,
And
hold.
hold up. Wait a minute. Go over you stupid fuck. Professionals here. Nothing but professionals. Nothing but
I never
professionals.
claimed to be
Oh,
a professional.
what's that?
I said I never claimed to be a professional.
Oh, there's nothing professional about anything we're doing. So, I'm currently live. Let's see how this is working out. All right, let's see. Testing. Okay, so I can hear myself on my channel. What about you?
Uh, what do you mean? What do you mean looking at? Like your channel?
Hold on.
Stupid fucking.
Okay, can you turn the volume up, like the volume up on your end? Because you're a little low on the stream.
Oh, you have to right click on my face and turn me up yourself. Like right click on my face and then you would you would
Aha.
yeah, that.
Nothing but professionals here, people.
It's been a long day.
It's been a long day. Oh, God, I've been doing interviews all day. We are now currently live on YouTube right now.
Pull you up and I'll see. Oop, no, don't minimize. No, quit doing that. Work with me, computer.
So you almost. Hoshiro and the Kilted Cajun got his first time for everything. I'm just going to take this out. We're going to wing it for the rest of the whole time. Haha. As long as I can
Well, I
hear
mean,
you, you can hear me.
we should probably come up with like a we should probably come up with like a I don't know, like a like an intro or something, you know.
An intro. Hi, everybody. We're live. We're not professional. We're unorganized. How about that?
Oh, you no, come on, you can totally do better than that. You can be like, "Good evening, my listeners, and welcome to
Oh yeah.
this."
Let's go with the fake. Let's go with the fake accents. That's terrible. Boris Karloff, you are not. Vincent Price, no.
Hey, I can do many voices, sir. I will have
Oh,
you.
I can too,
Look,
but they're terrible.
hey, I practice impressions whenever I'm alone in the truck all day. Okay, I literally when I'm not watching YouTube, this is what I'm doing: is
You know,
practicing impression.
that might be the first sign of insanity.
Yeah, well, I'm a DM. Okay, I practice voices for D&D.
Oh, I miss gaming. I just got too much, not enough time. I'm just trying to get everything off the ground, getting the channel off the ground. Running my
Oh,
mouth on, running my mouth on the internet. It's always entertaining.
I'm well aware. I have watched your videos.
Mm. Oh my goodness. So,
So,
oh, I need to. Let me go ahead and edit the title. Let's see. What are we talking about tonight? Black
you will be.
Adam.
That is it.
Black
Well, Black Adam.
Adam.
Just a heads up for anyone who has not seen Black Adam.
Oh,
We're
we're
gonna probably
spoiling it.
give our
We are
reviews of a
spoiling.
non-spoiler review, like maybe like a how we felt about the movie. But at some point down the line, there will be spoilers.
Oh, yes, absolutely. And we'll give everybody a heads up in case anybody watching this after the fact. It's going to be on the other channel that I can't remember the name of it. I'm so sad. I'm going to put it. Oh, shoot. Let's see. I can. You sent that. Where did you send that to me? Let me go find it. So I want to say you sent it directly to me. What on earth is that? That was odd.
Was what?
So let me see. Hold on just a moment. I'm going to go find it so we can put the link in the description.
Hey, for some reason,
You,
I was trying to have a like a straight recording on my Streamlabs, but
mm-hmm.
they have changed Streamlabs, and I don't know how to add my Discord to it. Why are you acting dumb? Streamlabs, work with
About
me.
section? No. Home section? No. How do I share the channel?
Uh, just
I'm looking at the channel.
see. share. Mm, there's a share button.
Why don't I see it?
I see it.
Ah,
You know what?
send me a
I'm
direct.
going to share it on Facebook, and you can share it from my post, maybe.
How about this? Copy link. Copy link address. There we go. We're getting it. Put. Oh, that's a. Whoops. That's a chunky one. How about that? Oh, that's too much. Why didn't?
And post.
Can we get this nice and simple? We're gonna get this off
No.
the ground.
If
No.
it wasn't, if it was, then
There we go. All right, and we are gonna put this in the description. Dumpster Fireside.
yes.
It's just the
Yeah,
beginning.
that's what we've decided to call it. Even though there's apparently like three other channels with that same
Oh,
name,
there's
we're
like
totally not
two or
copying.
three. Oh no, absolutely not copying. Came up with that name all by myself and yourself.
Maybe down the line we'll change. Who knows? If we come up with something more smarter, Cole.
Yeah, we're smarter. Yeah, good luck with that. So, initial thoughts of the movie.
I fucking loved it. Oh yeah, there will be cursing. I don't
Oh,
know if
I,
just a heads up for anybody. I know, but just if you never know, someone will be like, oh, I tune in. Oh, cursing.
we are
Yeah.
adults. We are dirty. We are foul, filthy, filthy-minded, filthy-mouthed adults. So, yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed it. I can't even, not even going to deny that. I don't. A lot of people saying it's a shut your brain off popcorn flick. I kind of disagree with that. I genuinely
I,
disagree. I don't. I did not find it to be a shut your brain off kind of movie.
I can see where they're coming from with that, but me personally, no, I didn't think the same. I thought it was pretty good. I mean, there were some moments, yeah, where you could just shut your brain off, like the fight scenes. Like
I,
there's no
I
story behind that.
oh, I enjoyed the fight scenes. I definitely want to talk about a couple of them.
Oh yeah, they were good.
Uh,
And then, but like honestly, most of the CG, besides the last part, which we won't spoil for right now, we'll get to that later. See, most of the CG was great for the movie.
hmm.
But then again, DC has a history of their CGs not being all that great.
A new report came out today. Somebody's on board with DC with the DC movies. Did you see it?
I did not.
James Gunn he's been apparently brought on to do some DC movies.
Oh, he already did the Suicide Squad, so I mean, and
Well,
he succeeded
looks like they're
well with
bringing him back.
that.
They're bringing him back.
Well, good.
So
He's a good
what?
director. I mean,
Is
'cause I think
James?
I'm pretty sure once he's done with Guardians, that's it for him at
Is
Marvel. But then again, Marvel would be dumb not to have him. So who knows?
well, we'll have to wait and see. It was James Gunn and someone else, and I can't find who the other guy is. But yeah,
Anyway, that's the end. This is Black Adam. So we're gonna try and stay on topic. I know we're gonna have a lot of tangents, but we're gonna try and stay on topic.
yeah. Good luck. Tangents are going to be tangents, and then more tangents and tangents off of tangents. We can't call it Tangent Tavern. I already know there's a podcast out there that I'll follow.
Well,
They're loads of fun.
to avoid said tangent, we'll go back to the movie. Um, I will admit, I was afraid of this movie because DC again.
Yeah,
Not all their movies are ballpark, home runs. You got like three, maybe tops.
I wouldn't call this movie a home run. I would call it a good start. Definitely a good start.
Now,
I
okay,
would like I said I mentioned this in my review and I'm gonna mention it again. I'll mention it over and over again. I would rank this as far as theme and I guess maybe style tone, whatever. Not like the first Iron Man movie. It sets up Black Adam for future movies. It's easily could be a standalone. It could be a standalone movie with the probability of continuation. If it
oh,
remains
but it's
popular,
definitely not gonna be standalone because the ending.
well, I hope not. You never know. Hollywood gets scared. Warner Brothers could get scared and just go, "Nah, we're just gonna drop it like a bad habit and piss everybody off."
Well, the thing is, we don't know where DC's gonna go. We do have a good pretty idea that DC's gonna reset with Flashpoint because they're done with Ezra Miller. By the way,
No.
he's out
Say
of
it
it.
ain't
So
so.
uh, I will not go.
I hope he does. I don't know
But
about his acting ability, but
so
as a human being, he's. But
personally,
anyway.
oh, I never really. Well, I never liked him as the Flash. Honestly,
Mm.
whenever he first stepped in, then again, my first, to be fair, my first impression of him was Joss Whedon's Justice League, and we don't talk about that
I never
because
watched it.
it's bad.
Yeah, I've heard it's bad. It was on the television here, but I kind of got bits and pieces of it. I didn't really. Um, Cyborg's character really wasn't in that one much, and
Neither was the Flash.
the 4 hour cut of oh god, I
I
never
mean, the
yeah
Snyder Cut.
yeah the Snyder cut. I heard a
Oh, that
lot of
was great.
people absolutely yeah a lot of people absolutely loved it. It made a lot of money.
Oh yeah,
So
it was so much better. It fleshed out the Flash and the
and Cyborg.
and Cyborg and made him not useless.
Hmm.
But again, that's anyway. That's DC. So again, DC's hit and misses. For me, it wasn't as good as the Suicide Squad, but Black Adam was probably my either second or third. It probably ties with the Snyder Cut for me
Yeah.
because I don't know. James Gunn just hit it out of the park with the Suicide Squad. Like the chemistry between John Cena and all the other actors, I don't know the other names. Idris Elba. I'm blanking. I'm bad with names. I'm good with faces, bad with names.
Margot Robbie.
Parker Robbie, even Sylvester
Mm,
Stallone, even though he was CG the whole movie, did a good job as as I almost said my D&D character I modeled after him. King Shark.
King Shark. I need to watch that one.
It's good. It's good. But yeah, uh, Black Adam though.
Yeah.
I really 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 enjoyed it. Like when I was saying I was scared not only because of the fact that DC has a bad track record with their
Hmm.
movies.
Wow.
I was also scared, and forgive anyone. This is not me trying to be, you know, I guess
Oh
un
God, just say it. Don't stop excusing yourself. Just say it.
whatever. I was scared they were going to pull the race card with Hawkman. I know some people like to claim that some movies like to hide behind the whole if you criticize it because there's a black
Hmm.
character,
Well,
then
I mean, that's the reaction from the mainstream media. People didn't like Riva, so therefore they're racist. People didn't. They have criticism about the lore destruction of Rings of Power. Therefore, you're racist, and it's like, no, you're criticizing the destruction of the lore, the changing of what came before it, what was written before this movie, the show, or the movie, or whatever came out, and you criticize, like in the case of Riva, they could have done Scott. We talked about. I don't know. Me and you have talked about this. They could have done so much better with that character, but they shat the bed with her. You know, and her acting in I don't know what her acting ability is in other pieces in entertainment or whatever other movies, but in that one, yeah, she didn't just she came across as the angry woman. So I don't know.
well,
I think they could have
personal
written her. I
again.
think they could have written her better.
Well, like I said, I was scared that like they were gonna like. I know some movies don't have like they feel like they don't have confidence in their movie, so they put a person color in the position of a white character who is historically white. Now I know Hawkman has been black in the comics before because I think he reincarnates like a phoenix.
I've
So,
heard of it. Yeah.
but I'm just saying like to present Hawkman in that light already starting off, like I
Yeah,
was
but
concerned.
his
I had a concern that
yeah.
like oh they're not confident in this movie, we gotta like make sure they can't attack us
Yeah.
critically.
It's
But
it's it's
I mean,
kind of it's kind of
the critics
sad. Nah,
said,
fuck the critics. It's kind of sad that they, as normie viewers and whatnot, and people who just like pay attention to what's going on, we've gotten to that point where if you see any sort of race or gender swap, that's your immediate thought. That's like why it's like we're not to that point because we're racist, misogynist, or sexist or anything like that. It's because of the result of criticism. So that happens. You criticize it, and automatically you get slapped with a label. And yeah, I think people are getting tired of it. People are waking up. Hopefully, God, I hope so. You know, but maybe some of the movies that have been coming out recently, with Black Adam being like, a lot of people say it's a mediocre film, and we're celebrating a what some would
Well,
consider a mediocre film, and it's like, after all
well,
the
to be fair, the
garbage.
critics say it's a mediocre film. The fans
No, the
have been
critics.
loving it.
Oh no, the critics say it's the worst movie of the year.
Well, the critics can go fuck themselves
They
because
can definitely go.
I saw,
Oh,
like, I was like, what do you people even do besides look at movies? Like, how, like, are they just not fans of superhero movies? Like, are they
no,
sending people who've never like picked up a comic in their life and say, hey, go criticize this movie? But
they
the
just
fans have been loving it.
they decided to skip watching. They didn't watch Eternals. That's why they want to say something's worse than that, because they didn't watch that bland,
Look,
two by four of a movie.
to be fair, I really feel like Eternals suffered for not being a show. I feel like it would have been 10 times better if it had been if they had broken. I feel like they were trying to put too much into a movie. If they had broken it off into sections and focused on individual characters per episode, I feel like it would have been a much better experience. But that's the
And
Eternals.
yeah, and the reverse can be said about Obi-Wan. That should have been a movie instead of drawn out into how many episodes? 6, with nothing but filler and more filler.
Anyway, well, anyway, personally, I thought the actor who played Hawkman did a fantastic fucking job.
Absolutely agree. Could not agree more. The on-screen dynamic between him and Black Adam, I loved it.
Yeah,
Definitely loved it.
honestly, this movie felt like the all of the actors, all of them, were having fun, and that's what I think
Hmm.
made me enjoy this movie so much. It's like when the actors are having fun and getting into the role and bouncing back and forth, then I have fun watching the movie.
Yep. It shows off in the screen in their acting and their chemistry on set and it shows in their chemistry on screen. Yes, absolutely agree.
Well, I know for a fact The Rock or Dwayne has been like chomping at the bit to have this movie made because
For a long
he's
time,
been
huh?
like he's been wanting to play Black Adam since that was even a fantasy, like an idea of a movie being made. That's what I've been told, at least from what like reviews and or interviews I've heard about him and
Mm.
Black Adam. It's like he's been dying for this bit, which it shows because he really played the character very well. And I feel like they didn't. I feel like no character in this movie got downplayed. Like no one got depowered. No one got like pushed aside. Like everyone had a part to play. Even the smaller like let's be fair. Doctor Fate and Hawkman had a much bigger part than Atom Smasher and Cyclone. Is either Cyclone or Vapor, right?
Cyclone.
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 Even they had.
I had to listen to a few reviews because I didn't catch her name when I should have while I was watching the movie, and for the life of me, I could not remember her name. Probably the only bad thing about their characters is you could have removed them from the movie, and it probably wouldn't have been too much different.
They
One
were
of
the
it.
good comedy. They were the good. They were the non-serious comedy because there was a lot of comedy going between,
Oh,
Hawkman.
it was great, and it was. I think it was well written, perfectly timed, suitable for each different scenario. Yeah, the
But like they
comedic.
were like the softer comedy for me. Like Hawkman and Black Adam had that hard comedy, that I'm gonna kill. Oh, you shouldn't kill. Like, hey, don't kill. Well, fuck you. I'm gonna kill anyway. Well, they
Oh,
had like the softer side of the comedy, like the
with,
the kid comedy kind of.
Doctor Fate, the interaction between Doctor Fate and Black Adam were great too. So
Oh yeah.
when do we get into spoilers? Because I just want to talk about this. I loved it.
Well, well, I think people can tell that we like this movie a lot.
Yeah.
So we've given y'all our initial thoughts on the movie, and with some minor tangents here and there. But yeah, this is officially you're going to be your spoiler warning.
Spoilers, spoilers, spoilers. One, two, three. Yeah. Okay. So, what was your what? Okay. Would you want to go into positives or negatives first? Because I know my number
You
one
know what?
negative.
I'll flip a coin.
You flip a coin. Okay.
We're gonna flip a coin.
Edge.
Well, digital can be edge. So 'cause
Oh
Google
Lord.
has a coin flip property.
Oh
So
Lord.
heads will go with the positive, tails will go with the negative. Let's see. Heads it is. We'll start with the positive.
Okay. What was your favorite fight scene?
Favorite fight scene? Oh, it's a tie between like the final fight scene and the first fight scene between him and Hawkman.
Mine was between Black Adam and Hawkman inside the house.
Oh yeah, when they
I
had to be
thought that
careful not to break shit. but then they still broke
Be
shit.
careful. What on earth made like there was nothing careful about what they were doing. My one of the things I was thinking is like the woman should have been like, excuse me, what would have made that scene even remote just a little bit better is if you would have gotten a Captain Jack Sparrow comment of "Stop blowing up my ship." You're just her just screaming out, "Stop destroying my home." I think that would have been well, it may have been overdone, but I think that would
Well,
have been an appropriate
you
response.
know,
But I know the DC movies, they love their slow mo. I don't think the slow mo was overdone in this one,
no, it
but
had like what
during
one or
yeah.
two moments
Well,
tops.
they had a few, mostly when Cyclone was involved. Like almost everything she did was slow mo.
Well,
That
yeah.
was
Otherwise, you just see wind. Like
a happy medium.
she's a
But
tornado.
yeah, the slow mo between with the two of them in the fight scene in the house, the going from regular motion to slow motion, back and forth, and just Hawkman just constantly not giving up, not giving up. I just that was my favorite fight scene.
Yeah.
I did like the chase scene though on the bikes. Uh,
Oh yeah. Yeah,
like almost
that was really good.
most every aspect of that one. And when I was talking about the comedy, the interaction between Doctor Fate and Black Adam.
It felt very Terminator 2.
Yes, yes, that's a lot of people are saying that. But him when Doctor Fate projects himself to where Black Adam is, and he starts talking about the guy. Did you capture him? We can question him. And
Oh
Black
yeah,
Adam
yeah.
says nothing, and it's like he says, "Did you kill him?" And then all of a sudden in the background you hear thunk.
He
He didn't
didn't
make
make it.
it. That's like
Yeah.
appropriate comedy for the scene. Just that sarcasm, one-liner. I enjoyed it. It wasn't heavy-handed. It didn't feel forced, and just the different scenes. There was, like you could. I'll think of the word eventually. You could absorb the scene and process it in a timely manner before they went on to the next scene or the next joke. It didn't, it didn't.
Well, the running gag was, "Hey, don't kill those people. Fuck you. I'm gonna kill those people."
Well, Black Adam was originally a villain in the comic. They wanted to portray him as an anti-hero, but he's
Oh,
I did like the way they introduced his backstory. Like periodically in sections in the
you mean
flashbacks
like instead of
periodically
giving us
throughout the movie.
like a whole half hour at the beginning of the movie of him rising to power, like they do with some superhero movies, like you get like the first half of the movie is just a flashback.
Yeah, it didn't tell you everything. It leads you to believe that that's the son. Like Black Adam is the son. It's like no, you find out later. It's like no, it's actually the dad, and the whole thing was started on revenge and rage. It's like okay, I like that.
Well, I
I
think
can
they
dig
wanted
that.
to change it up from the comics because in the comics, Black Adam, it wasn't his son who got the power. In fact, it was actually both him and his nephew who got the power. And
Okay.
his nephew was like, "Hey, I want to resolve this peacefully, but we can use our power to do this peacefully. We can like intimidate them, scare them, not have they realize they can't fight back." Adam was like, "No, no, no, fuck that. We're gonna kill him." And whenever him and his nephew got at odds, Black Adam was like, "Okay, we'll do it your way." When his nephew turned his back to him, he snapped his nephew's neck and took the power from him and just went out and killed everybody anyway.
Oh,
So
okay.
that's the difference
Gotcha.
from the.
See,
That's a vast
I did
difference.
not know that. Hashiro right here. He's the comic book information ish person on this one.
I have some information.
Yeah, more
I
than
have more Marvel information than I do DC, but I do have DC from time to time.
more than I do. That's for sure. It's been so long since I've backed out of comic books that decades. It was the luxury that I couldn't afford after a while.
They were cheaper back then too,
Yeah, no kidding. Oh god, the comic book
and
prices.
now you say like they're luxury. Then like they're cheaper than they are. Like now they're like typically like $5 to $10 a pop. Back then they were like a
For
dollar
for how
for
many pages?
like I don't know like 10 maybe.
Less. Well, no, they're like in the 20s, high teens, low 20s, something like that.
Well,
It's
typically
like
I just wait nowadays. I just wait for like the director's cut of the book that has
the
like the whole
director's cut.
series. I mean,
That's a
the
word.
author's cut, whatever.
Well, the
But usually
omnibus.
when whenever the series ends, they put it into one big book, and I usually just buy those.
Nothing wrong with that.
makes it easier, and I don't have to wait for the issues to come out. I mean, I'll check out the issues on YouTube here and there to make sure I don't get like I stay caught up with it. But preferably, I like to get the big book, and then I can read the whole story.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
But yes, that's the difference between Black Adam's comic origin and then this new one. Now this one, his son was originally the hero, and they were like, "Oh, he can't, we definitely weren't giving that to Adam."
Yeah.
And then,
Well, probably the
his son,
change, well, more than likely, the change from the comic book origin to this one is to set him up as the anti-hero, though.
oh, he's definitely an
To
anti-hero.
give him, instead of making him a villain, make him the anti-hero so he can have some sort of story, some sort of arc, some sort of redemption, which is fine. But I mean, no, is it cliche? Is it overdone? We have I don't know.
Well, they're leaning more towards the newer Black Adam comics, where Adam is more like Doctor Doom in the Marvel comics. He's not a dictator, but he's the leader of a nation. Like he doesn't care about any other nation but his nation, because his nation has been oppressed basically since ancient Egypt. So he's the guy like, okay, like you want to fuck with my nation, I'll kill you. And then, but whenever like the world is in danger, he'll step in to help the heroes in the comics. So that's kind of why I guess they're going with the anti-hero. Because also, I mean, typically in DC, the bad guys don't exactly live long enough. At least in the movies, they tend to kill them off. So I don't think they would have wanted to get rid of the Rock that easily or that
They
soon.
kill the villains entirely too quickly sometimes, or unfortunately, in the case of Heath Ledger. Anyway, so uh, gallows humor. Okay, sorry, not sorry.
But
Heath
now,
Ledger's Joker. Okay, but
and now I will say the ending, or like not the ending, the ending scenes were like a little bit predictable, but it was good predictable. Like it wasn't like so predictable that like, okay, yeah, we know what's gonna happen, yada yada yada.
of course,
But like we saw it coming a mile away,
Well, of
but it was
course,
still fun to watch.
So, are they going to bring Doctor Fate back?
Um, well, it depends because I think they were gonna give the helmet to Zatanna, but the Zatanna movie, from what I've heard, has been being canceled. So we don't know.
Yeah,
Now, Doctor Fate has been multiple people throughout the comics. So he's the main guy, and then every now and then it goes like his son, or it goes to Zatanna, or it goes to Zatanna's father. The helmet goes bouncing back and forth.
Yes,
So the helmet could really be.
I was going to ask you: is it the helmet? Is it more the helmet than the person, as far as Doctor Fate goes?
In the comics, when the helmet is on, typically it's Nabu who is in control. Nabu is the ancient Egyptian god who lives inside the helmet.
Okay. Oh.
And typically you have to like
Moon Knight's
the host has to fight. The host has to fight who. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't mention any of that in the movie. Like they touched on not all we were told in the movie. You touch that helmet, and the helmet doesn't want you to touch it. You're gonna die.
Okay.
What Nabu does in the comics. But so Nabu only wants a good magic host, so it really depends. I think in one of the newer issues, Constantine is wearing the helmet right now. So, it is up in the air.
I think
until
I think
we know what with Flashpoint is going to happen, the future of DC is all in the air right now.
a nice
because
hard
they-
reset
they-
with who's Zaslav is in charge of Warner Brothers, and he's been putting everyone left and right on the chopping block, canceling shows that are just like one of the things I heard is like he canceled the Batgirl movie.
Yeah,
Because it didn't
canceled that, and he canceled Zatanna.
But he said, but I think the statement was because it didn't respect the comic books. It didn't. He doesn't want to put anything out that doesn't respect the legacy of the
I
character.
mean, I'm fine
It's
with
like,
that. I'd rather
okay.
them cancel something.
Yeah.
I would rather them cancel something and then redo it right than pump out garbage like they've been doing.
Here's the thing. I don't know if you heard this report, but the test screening numbers were lower for Black Adam than they were for the Batgirl movie, and the Batgirl movie got canceled. Black Adam got pushed forward. It makes you wonder. It's like 90 million, almost. I don't know.
How honest are they being with this? That's what makes you wonder.
That's another thing. How much do they want to give out? So what kind of information we're going to give out? But I do have one thing before we start talking about other characters. When it comes to Doctor Fate, I heard this Would you compare him to Doctor Strange? Don't talk about the
Oh,
comics yet.
definitely.
Don't talk about the comics yet. Okay. Now, but here's the thing: who came first in the
Doctor
comics?
Fate.
Doctor Fate came first. Now, that being said, have you seen the all the discussion about Namor and why he doesn't look like Namor in
I'm the
the
one who told you
Wakanda
that.
Forever? Huh?
I'm the one who told you that.
No, I'd read it a bunch of places as
I know,
well.
but I had told you that that's when you went to go look it up. We were on that damage for work, and I was like, hey, you saw this, why they're doing that?
Yeah, they didn't want to make Namor from Atlantis because of like
Fear,
I
confusion with
see this. I
Aquaman.
see this. This is the difference between Warner Brothers and Disney. Disney did not want to make Namor look like he didn't. They didn't want to make him comic book accurate and be the king of Atlantis because Aquaman was the movie that was already out. Even though Namor came first. Warner Brothers gives zero fucks about what came first. They tried to make the character accurate to the comic.
You gotta,
Doctor Strange came first in the movies, but Doctor Fate, there's going to be comparisons between Doctor Fate and Doctor Strange. Warner Brothers didn't seem like they cared. They wanted
well,
to make Doctor
technically,
Fate. Technically what?
Tyler Fate came first within the
Yes.
Smallville show.
Oh,
Technically,
he was in Smallville?
yeah, he was in Smallville.
Okay. I did not know that.
It's a small technical
Well,
thing, but
Smallville didn't really do a lot of costumes though, did it?
no, well, no, it didn't. But Fate was in the costume because he had the helmet on.
Oh, okay. Ah. Well, I mean,
Because
but
Fate is
you get my point. The
Fate
idea,
is the helmet. That's who
yeah.
Fate is.
But the idea that you would break away from the accuracy of the comic book, like even remotely comic book accurate, because of something else. It's like I look at it as be comic book accurate because that's what the fans want. Nobody's going to care. Like ultimately, the fans aren't going to care about which one came first and um,
No, I mean,
Aquaman's the king and this. Yeah,
I
it just I thought it was funny.
I think personally they did it because the people who go see these movies nowadays are the people. Actually, it's because I think I hate to say it, but like people who scream a lot on Twitter that they don't feel like certain people get represented, and then they never go see the movie. They just complain because they want to see certain. I don't know why. I mean, there's plenty of Aztec superheroes, plenty.
That they could have picked one. But here's the thing, dear Hollywood, stop listening to Twitter. Listen to the actual fans that buy your product. Twitter doesn't spend money.
Like I
Like
guarantee you, the people who do complain online don't go see the movie.
oh,
They
more than
won't. They're
likely
not.
they don't
It's
buy the product. I mean, that's easily seen
you
when you
might get a
have
one-off every now and then, like a
mm,
person goes, hey, what's in theaters? Oh, Black Panther's in theaters. Oh, we can go see that. Sure.
Black Panther.
Like,
Oh, dude, Wakanda Forever is going to make bank.
oh yeah,
It's
no,
going to
without a
break
doubt,
records for the year. It is. There's no denying that.
no doubt, no doubt.
Mm.
But like personally, like as a fan, I would have loved to see Namor look like an elf,
Look
like
like
kind of like a
Namor.
water elf.
Just make him look like Namor.
Yeah, like that's what he looks like. He looks like a water elf. He's supposed to be
Yeah.
Greek. I know that because Atlantis
Oh,
is from Greek mythos. I do
hmm.
believe. But anyway, that's Marvel. This is Black Adam we're talking about. So
Okay. I was
going
just
off
making
another.
I was making talking about the comparison between Doctor Fate and Doctor Strange.
Well, the difference between okay, so
Hold on.
now the Doctor Fate and Doctor Strange, they do have similarities, a lot
Hmm.
of similarities. Besides just being magic, because Doctor
Yeah.
Fate, Doctor Strange in the comics, he originally later on he meets the three Vishanti, which are gods that he draws his power from. So like how in Doctor Fate, the helmet is Naboo, and he draws his power from that god. And like whenever Doctor Strange gets the three gods together and he makes them work together. They make themselves like an all powerful being. It's kind of like how Doctor. I don't know if they're gonna do it in the movies, but with Doctor Fate, whenever like so more than one person can wear the helmet with Doctor Fate. If a man, a woman, and a god conjoin, they make the ultimate being, which is why I thought they were going to give the helmet to Santana with the Santana movie, but they're not because the movie's not coming out anymore. So
Now remind me, Zantana. That's Ra's al Ghul's daughter.
No. That's you're
That's
thinking of
that's
Tasha Al Ghul. Right.
Tasha Agul.
Her dad
What the
is,
hell
I
am I
can't remember.
thinking of?
Her dad is a magician, Zantan. Oh God, I can't remember his name. They have very similar
I
names.
thought her name was Zatanna.
Yeah,
Zatanna.
Zatanna.
Okay, so that all right. That's who I remember from Batman the animated series, greatest animated series of all time.
Yeah,
Absolutely
that's her
loved it.
father,
That's
and
Zatanna. Yeah, and
yeah,
they were
they're
gonna
both.
they canceled her movie.
Yes, they canceled
Oh,
her
okay.
movie, which is why I thought the helmet was going to go to her after, again, spoilers, Doctor Fate dies in this
Doctor
movie
Fate dies. He sacrifices himself, which
for Hawkman.
yeah, for Hawkman. Even though they could have had Hawkman the same way as the comic, as and able to regenerate,
Resurrect.
resurrect. He comes back to life. You know, like the Phoenix, like you said. Like why wouldn't they? Meh. I guess maybe they wanted to have that dramatic loss at the end, some sort of dramatic scene. The only
Didn't
problem with
feel
that
very
is,
dramatic, honestly.
yeah, but the only problem with that is how much of a connection did the audience? How much of a connection was there between the audience and the characters? But like with
Personally, I love
Hawkman.
Pierce Brosnan the whole
Oh, I
fucking
love
movie.
Pierce Brosnan. Like his Bond, like him playing James Bond. I loved him. That was my. He was one of my main James Bonds growing up.
Now, I understand why they probably did it because, like, oh, he's the old guy. He's lived for so long that he was
Hmm.
willing to give his life for the younger generation. It's a message like let the younger generation handle the future instead of the
Hmm.
guy who's been alive for however long, like a couple hundred years.
World
I
War
understand
One.
why they did that, but and also again the reason why they did that is because fate can't really die. There will always be another fate. The
Hmm.
helmet will choose another host.
Yeah,
And
that's
I think he knew that, and that's why he's like, "Hey, look, if I die, there will still be another fate."
yeah. I think that's easy enough to see when the helmet, it doesn't lose its power. It just dissipates, and it'll come. I have no doubt they're gonna bring Doctor Fate back.
It may
That's
not
it.
be
That's a
Pierce Brosnan, but it'll be
oh,
somebody
of
else.
course not. Be a younger actor.
Hey, if we're lucky, since the Constantine movie is not being canceled, it'll be Constantine.
Well, they're making a sequel to Constantine
Yeah, I know that's what I was saying. Which Keanu Reeves.
with Keanu Reeves. Oh,
That's
what could they bring that into the DC universe? Like,
they
could they
could, but
bring?
I don't know if they will.
I don't know if they would with. I loved the Constantine in the TV show. That was fantastic.
Oh yeah, no, I love him
I want
too.
to go back and
I've
watch
actually met him.
Preacher
He's a
as
nice
well.
guy, very nice guy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and
Uh,
also he plays Constantine in all the animated movies too.
yeah. Oh, I just thought he just came across as just the perfect casting.
Yeah, he was a super nice guy. But we'll see. We don't know where the helmet's gonna go. I know it'll come back. And actually, Naboo is one of the few characters, or one, yeah, in the DC comics that can, and during Flashpoint, remembers everything.
No.
So, like when Flash resets the universe, Naboo or Doctor the Helmet is like immune to the memory wipe of all that. It's
Okay.
like him, Doomsday, and like basically higher level beings who
Right.
can resist the memory wipe of Flashpoint. So obviously in Flash because he's the one who caused it, but I don't know how they're gonna do that. Well, I guarantee you know what? If I had to make a theory, they're probably gonna kill off Barry Allen and replace him with Wally West. Just to that way they can say, "Oh, this is the new Flash. He's not Barry anymore."
What are we gonna do? We're gonna get rid of Ezra Miller. Everyone says okay.
Well,
Don't
I
say
think
that.
they
That's
have
not
some
nice.
good reason for
Oh, I think they have
that.
a few on video with Exhibit A, Exhibit B.
Well,
Um,
oh yeah, for spoilers and everybody, Ezra's not in the movie, by the way.
no.
He's
Oh
not in
Lord,
Black
no,
Adam.
no.
You only see one Justice League member in the movie, and we'll get to that later. Because I'm super excited about that.
Oh come on! Everyone it's been an entire weekend.
Yeah, I know. He even came out
Oh
on
wow!
Instagram like yesterday
Did you
and
see
made a
the shirt he
post
was
about it.
wearing?
Yeah, I
He
saw.
was wearing a Warhammer 40K shirt.
Well, he's the king of the nerds. Why
Oh
not?
God, no shit, huh? He has dethroned Kevin Smith because Kevin Smith's a douche. Anyway, Henry
Brooks
Cavill. God
is back.
damn, I could not.
I couldn't think of his name.
I couldn't think of his name, and I just saw. I saw the video you were talking about, where he comes out and pretty much he comes out and
You know,
thanks the fans. It's like,
I don't know
where is this
why.
coming from?
I don't know why the fans booed him off the stage as Superman. I have never hated that man as Superman. Never. Like
He
I know this is controversial. I liked Man of Steel.
Which one was Man of Steel? Was that the
The
first one
very
where he
it
kills
was the
General
first.
Zod?
It was the first one. It was the one that started the DCU.
Yeah, everybody that was where he kills General Zod, breaks
Yeah,
his neck and
yeah.
everything, and everyone complaining he didn't have to do that. It's like, uh,
Well,
and I just remember
it was
Christopher.
him or
Uh,
those three children or those
oh,
three people that were gonna die.
everybody they picked that scene apart. He could have done this, could have done that, could have done this, but well,
Well,
it didn't
whatever. I
happen.
don't care. It was
You
a
know,
good for me. It was like I was young when that movie came out. Like I
yeah,
was like I would think I was under 20 when that movie came out. So for me, it was like
young.
I had to see a new Superman with really good graphics come out. Like yeah, I watched Christopher Reeves movies, but
Oh, Christopher Reeves was fantastic. Well, the second one would.
the
Some of them were bad. They're
point
still good
is,
though.
I have
I
always liked Henry Cavill. Like
mhm.
I've always been on his bandwagon for him being Superman. Like I know the fans, like for some reason they booed him off the stage because they didn't like him in that. They didn't like him in Batman vs Superman. And they didn't like him in Justice League. But now, granted, Justice League was a shit show. The Josh Whedon one.
Yeah,
But the moment The Witcher came out,
Justice
everybody
League.
like turned on, like
Oh,
turned table. Like the moment he came out, it was as Geralt. Everybody's like, "Oh, we love Henry Cavill." Like, fuck y'all. I've liked Henry Cavill since the beginning.
okay.
But anyway, I could tell in that scene, in the after credit scene of Black Adam, when he stepped on, well, not full stepped, flew down,
hmm
that he was hiding the biggest shit-eating grin. You could see it on his face, and I loved it.
All because The Rock wanted it in the movie. The Rock's agent is his wife, and that's also Henry Cavill's agent. They have the same agent,
I
and The Rock
guarantee. Well,
has
they're
been
probably
pushing and
friends
pushing and
outside of
pushing.
that.
Oh yeah, but the Rock's been pushing and pushing to get Henry Cavill in, and with the change in upper management, was finally able to get him to be Superman again. Because I saw saw a video, I haven't watched it yet, but talking about Superman. Henry Cavill was persona non grata at Warner Brothers. They did not want him to be Superman, which is like you
Why?
have the because they're stupid. There's I mean there's another word I'd like to use, but we're on YouTube, so there's it doesn't make any sense. You put Henry Cavill in a movie, it's going to make money. He is the hunka burning love. He'll get men in the seats and he'll get women in the seats. And why people aren't using him enough, I just don't understand. I've heard
Neither
The
do
Man
I.
from Uncle is fantastic. I'm gonna end up. I have to end up watching it one day. But like, just imagine him as James Bond. That would be.
I can see it. Oh,
Oh
I can
yeah,
totally
oh, that
see
would
it.
be fantastic. I think he's young enough too, but they're not going to do it because for some reason Hollywood doesn't like to make money right now.
You know what my favorite Henry, like outside of the movie Henry Cavill stories there are? I don't know if you've heard this story or
When he's
not.
at the conventions talking about gaming, or when
No, 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 no,
what
no,
was
no,
it?
no.
Is the one where he was playing? He missed a phone call because he was playing
No, no,
World of
no, no, no,
Warcraft.
no. I'm talking about his nephew.
Oh,
So his nephew was going to school, and the teacher's like, "Hey,
oh yeah.
do a report on your hero." And he's like, do a family member who is your hero. And he's like, "Well, my hero is Superman." It's like, "No, you have to do somebody who's real." But he is real. He's my hero. And then he got in trouble with the teacher, and the teacher called the parents, and the parents was like, "Well, hold on, we'll settle this." She called up her fucking
Yep.
brother-in-law, who was fucking Henry Cavill, and she got him to come down to school, which he did. And
hmm
I think he came down in the Superman outfit. It's like, yeah, he's my nephew. I'm Superman. I,
That
I
was
fucking
fantastic.
love that story.
Yeah. Like that down to earth nature of like when you're able to come across as a regular person and just talk. You don't act holier than thou. You don't act like you're better than anybody else. That really resonates with fans, and of
Oh yeah,
course, especially
and
when he
like
sits
with
there and
him,
when he
The Rock, and Jason Momoa are like they all three have that vibe. Because I've met Jason Momoa. He
really.
is. Oh yeah, yeah. Like couple of years. Like right before COVID struck.
Oh, we're dropping names here. I'm
Right
joking.
when COVID struck. It was the year before that when Wizard World, before it turned into Fan Expo
hmm
in New Orleans. Jason came down as a guest, and whenever now that was the last year Stan Lee was alive. He wanted to be at Wizard World in New Orleans because Stan Lee was going to be there.
Yeah.
That was his whole reason. He waited in line just like everybody else to meet Stan Lee.
Wow.
And whenever it wasn't his turn on the booth, like he wasn't signing autographs, he wasn't doing a panel. He was out and about, walking the convention floor, looking at shit to buy. There was this one vendor who walked up to him and she's like, "Hey, can I see that?" She goes, "Yeah, sure." And when she looked up and she saw who it was talking to her, she just freaked the fuck out. He just like laughed it off, and like he had like a trail of people behind him. Now no one was bothering him except for like maybe one or two person. The bodyguard was like, yo, back off, and Jason was like, no,
Yeah,
no, no, no,
Jason
no.
Momoa needs a bodyguard. Okay.
Well, they have to
I
assign
know.
him one of the
No,
killers.
I know.
But
It's
like,
just that's just always funny to me.
but the bodyguard was like, everybody back off. Jason was like, no, 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 no. Everybody come in. Let's get a group picture. Like he was being a fucking nerd, and it was great.
Well,
Like he was one of the nicest dudes I've ever come across at conventions, and it was
it's being
heartwarming to see.
it's being thankful to the people who put you where you are.
Also, he
And
had a few drinks, and I'm
that's
sure he was having fun with
oh,
that.
I'm sure, yeah. But when you're thankful to the people who put you where you are, again, it resonates with the fans. Regardless, like they'll stop caring about other opinions that you have, and you just go, yeah, okay. When you appreciate the people, the fans, the paying customer. It goes a long way. It went a long way
Yeah.
with Tom Cruise and Top Gun Maverick. It went along, especially for me. For me, The Rock going out on Twitter and just telling everybody thank you with the 90% viewer score on Rotten
Yeah, I saw that.
Tomatoes, and because that's the only thing he talked about. And some idiot in the comments, how's that critic score treating you? It's like he doesn't care.
No,
Just
why would he?
doesn't care.
They don't pay his bills.
Exactly. The critics don't. They don't pay to watch the movie. They get a free screening. They get it for free. And then they come out and just trash him. Like, give me a break, man. Get a life. I don't like this movie. It was the worst thing. It's like, no, no, it genuinely was not.
It was a great movie.
It
I
wasn't.
loved it.
It wasn't the greatest movie of all time. It wasn't the
No, it
greatest
wasn't the
movie of
greatest
the
movie
year.
of all time, but it was still a good
It was a
movie.
damn good movie. It was a fun, entertaining as hell movie. And there was still a
Like,
couple of things that I could not stand about it.
yeah, there was some stuff here and there like this. Like I said, the CG was a little bad in the movie.
Yeah.
But well, let me rephrase that. The Atom Smasher CG and the demons. Fuck, what's his name? Satarak?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't Satarak. That's Marvel.
Sardock.
Oh shit. Sardock, yeah. Their CG, but then again, DC has a bad habit of making their villains CG a little piss poor, which I don't understand why. They got the budget for it. The demon.
There's
It
a
just
lot. There's a lot going on around right now that some of the CG studios are being overworked and underpaid to the umpteenth degree.
I understand that, but like consistently bad CG in DC.
Sabak. His name was Sabak.
Yeah. Again,
S-A-B-A-C.
I'm more of a Marvel fan. I do know some of the demon lores in DC, but it varies.
No.
Sidorak is the Juggernaut demon lord in Marvel, but that's where I got confused. Um, but yeah, so Steppenwolf CG was god awful in Justice League, but like
I heard
and
they,
then when
I heard
Snyder,
they did a lot better in the
oh yeah, no,
Snyder Cut.
it looked 10 times better in the Snyder cut,
Mhm.
but I feel like it's still like if like when you compare it to like let's just use Thanos as an example, that was beautiful CG.
That was amazing. Yeah, it looked real. You believed it.
Like
And that's a very
so
important thing that's missing in a lot of movies today is the believability. Like,
yeah, like the CG for the demon guy, and then the CG for Darkseid, the CG for Steppenwolf has been like very lackluster. Now, and I feel like the CG mask on Atom Smash in the movie was a little, I feel like it tried to kind of copy Deadpool too much.
Adam Ant, not Adam Ant, Ant-Man.
No, you mean no, Atom Smasher,
Yes, I
the
know,
from
Ant-Man.
Black Hat.
It's one of the
Okay, DC
it's one of the
DC has
criticisms.
two of them, all
The,
right.
the sarcastic comedy of the from the movies, that brand, the clumsiness, the not realizing, but I didn't mind his
Well, it
character.
was his first time going big, so
Was it? I know it was his
yeah,
first time. The way they talked about it was the first time in his suit because it was his dad's suit, right, or his uncle.
yeah, uncle, dad, something like that.
Well, it was
It was Henry Winkler.
Winkler. I couldn't remember his last name.
It was a nice little cameo to see him in that movie.
Yeah, a little funny thing right at the beginning.
But yeah, it was his first time in the suit, so it's fair that he doesn't have. Also, he doesn't have peripheral vision. Now, sometimes in the comics, Adam has like a full helmet. He has a full bubble helmet, so you can see.
Okay, now I remember him. Okay, because just saying that, I remember him from the comics. I remember what he looks like in the comics. Okay.
Yeah, so
Because
the
that
whole
bubble
him not
helmet.
having
Yeah.
peripheral vision and
Hmm.
him being big, not knowing his surroundings. That, well, I will admit though, that scene where he backhanded Hawkman in the sky was hilarious. I loved it. That was great. Like, oh, hey, watch out! I almost missed you because he almost smacked Black Adam, and he waved at him, and then like he backhanded Hawkman out of the
Yeah.
sky, and that was hilarious.
Hmm.
But
The
but yeah,
number
like,
one, the number one thing that took me out of it, it took me out of the movie a couple of times, was the lack of a reaction from the mother and the son. Pretty much anyone in the vicinity of Black Adam when Black Adam was getting shot with bullets. It,
well,
like it's that
you gotta know,
that
you
may
gotta
seem
think
like a
about it.
pet peeve.
Like,
Yes, but the ricochets and everything, like
oh
no
yeah, well,
reaction whatsoever. It's like something like that.
makes people scatter. I
It's
know.
like it kind of it took the believability away because sure you're awestruck by the sight of a man getting shot up with bullets, but that
Well,
one
also
that
you gotta
whizzed.
remember that they were living in the city where that man was a legend. That was their champion. Like
Yeah,
they're seeing him for the first time.
but it just
They're
takes
like, oh
one
shit,
bullet to.
he's real.
If they could have just had one graze their arm or something and then bring them back into reality and duck for cover, done. It would have been fine. It's just stuff like that. It can pull a person out of the movie. So
A small detail.
it is a small detail, but it's an important detail, in my
Well,
opinion.
there was still definitely a lot of collateral damage, but DC's known for
Oh
collateral
god,
damage.
there was tons of collateral damage. Black Adam killed lots of regular people. Just the statue falling down crumble. It's like, oh, people are dead. They're
I
not
will
running
admit
away
though
from
that the
that.
moment he caught that statue, that should have broke apart. That was that tiny little like that all that strength into one spot.
One
That
spot, it
that
would have
stone
snapped in half.
it would have
But
crumbled.
again, we've seen that in other movies. Superman's done it. Iron Man, Iron Man probably did it. I couldn't remember,
Yeah,
but
well, also
it's done.
Shazam did it too
Yeah, it's
with the
done for
bus.
theatrical effect, which
Yeah,
I'm okay with.
yeah,
I'm,
yeah.
I'm kind of
I mean,
okay with.
now if Adam Smasher caught it, I mean, he did pick it up, but like I would have believed it a little bit more if he had would
Well,
want to catch it. But
he used most of his body for it. His shoulders and
yeah,
his back.
which I will say I do now when I said that there was some bad CG, there was some good CG. Like all Doctor Fate's magic looked beautiful in this movie. Like
Yep.
looked really really good.
I
The
like
Ox and like
Yeah, I like how the cage that he put on Black Adam and Sabak, it wasn't crisp, it wasn't clear. It looked like the mirror shards all at once and trying to see through them, how distorted they were. I did like that. I thought that was appropriate for what it was trying to portray.
yeah. I will say though, like they kind of depowered Doctor Fate a lot, but I know they
Uh-huh.
had to because if we got full power Doctor Fate from the comics, that fight would have been over so much faster. It would have been there would have been no movie.
Do you
Because
think they overdid the duplication?
no, no,
No.
no, no. Because like they had to give Doctor Fate something besides light constructs and duplication. I mean, other than flight and constructs, because they didn't really explore how powerful he actually was. Like they gave him some time manipulation by seeing into the future, but like Fate can actually travel through time just by thinking if he wanted to.
Okay.
Like he doesn't just see the future; he can go into the future, go to the past. He can bend reality to his will. Like he's a walking. If I had to make a comparison, he's a walking Infinity Stone.
Oh.
He's so much more powerful in the comics. But I understand why they didn't make him as powerful. Because if he was as powerful, it wouldn't have been a fight. It would not have been a fight. They just would have needed Fate. Now, Adam is no pushover, but I do think Fate would win that fight. Now, if Adam hit him one good time, yeah, he's dead. Fate's not super strong. He's just very powerful in magic. But if Adam got one good hit, he could probably punch a hole through his chest and kill him. But he's got to get that hit first. But anyway, that's so. And also, he was besides the last fight scene with the demon, Fate was trying to be non-lethal. So I think
Yeah.
he was also holding back.
I don't care for how they approached Black Adam right off the bat. Kneel or
Oh,
die. Like surrender
well,
or die.
they can't go in and be like, hey, let's talk this out at the beginning, because then like he probably would have listened to him
Oh
because
no,
he
he
didn't.
wouldn't. Are you kidding me?
He would
He
have hurt.
absolutely wouldn't
Not.
have.
I didn't say he would agree with them. I said he probably would. He probably wouldn't have. He only attacked people who was being hostile to him. If they had gone in there
If
and not been
what they sh-
hostile,
what it what the what it sh- what I think would have made that better is they approach him to come with us peacefully or by force. That right there, that one little change right there, instead kneel or die, come with us. Either look, either come with us willingly, or we're going to take you by force. That one little change made that scene so much better.
uh,
Because obviously, Black Adam still not going to listen. He was a slave, always taking orders, and he's not interested in leaving the place, leaving his city that he's there to try and defend in his, the way he sees fit. Therefore, they would have tried to take him by force, and he would have the fight, and everything else would have happened just as easily.
yeah,
I
yeah.
just I,
I
I
mean,
just think it was a poorly done line that was just it was overdone.
well,
You know,
also probably this Hawkman has probably never really had a real challenge to himself. Like, so he probably thought he was gonna be able to whoop up on Black Adam and just be
well,
fine with it.
it wasn't Hawkman that said that. It was Doctor Fate that said that. Doctor Fate
Yeah,
is the
but
one that initiated the discussion and said kneel or die.
well, that was also Fate speaking, not the guy in the helmet.
Oh, So you think that is that something that the helmet, the entity in the helmet would have said? Like, is
Oh,
that?
definitely,
Oh, okay.
definitely, definitely.
But that's
He
see
would have.
the problem with that is that's not something all the regular normie audience is going to know and understand. You see what I mean? They
Yeah.
have like anyone making a comic book movie has to remember it's like you're not just getting the longtime fans. You want to cater to both sides, the normie audience who are they're going to spend the money, but also the fans who are going to go multiple times if they enjoy it enough. So
Well, the
finding
thing about
finding that
Fate's
little
helmet is
balance.
it's a war. Every time he puts that helmet on, it's a battle of the will. Like, who's in charge of the helmet at the time? Who's in
e-
charge of the body at the time?
Every single time, really?
Yes, every time.
Okay.
Because Nabu wants to be in control, and so does the host.
Okay.
Because Nabu truly believes like he's the right, like his way is the right way. So if they had I don't know if that's what the route they were going. I did kind of notice in the movie they never addressed it, but like when you had the helmet on versus when you didn't have the helmet on, the personalities were kind of different. Like when Pearson Brosnan, he was more like peaceful, more chill. But when the helmet was on, he was gung ho about like we gotta take him down.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a small details that showed like personality swaps.
Yeah.
So that's where I think that was going with that, but they didn't ever explained it. But they did also say that the helmet has a consciousness of its own. They never explained where that consciousness came from. They just say,
Yeah.
"Hey, it's alive."
It would
So
it would be nice to have some sort of like the relationship between Doctor Fate and Hawkman. They try to elude that they've been friends for a very long time. Their close relationship, like brother relationship, and it hints at it, but I don't know if it develops it enough for the audience to react and catch hold. But I do have one question. The parts where Doctor Fate essentially zones out. What's going? Do you like? Is what's going on there?
like when he's sleeping or when he's looking in the future.
Is that when he's having his premonitions? Is looking into the future? Like
Yeah,
the car ride up to Hawkman's mansion,
yeah,
where he asked the driver how long he was out for, and he says 30 minutes. So that's what's going on there. His hands on the
yeah.
helmet, and
He's
he's getting
scanning the
those.
future. He's scanning the future.
Is it voluntary, or does it just happen?
Sometimes, yeah,
So
yes, yeah. Most of the
okay,
time, it's voluntary.
getting some getting some comic book learning here. Because I do have questions. I am curious. This is what
Yeah.
happens when I enjoy a story. I enjoy a movie. I enjoy characters. I have questions. You want to learn more. When you put out garbage like no, I'm not talking about it. No, She-Hulk shit. Anyway, that's so bad. Let's talk.
It
Let's
has
keep
some
talking
good
about something
properties,
good.
but most of it wasn't that good. But we're not talking about She-Hulk
We're
right now. We're
not. We
talking
are
about
not
Black
talking
Adam.
about She-Hulk. I'm gonna go back
But
and watch
yes, I think if
Daredevil on
they had,
Netflix.
I'm honestly surprised they never mentioned Nabu's name. Like that was one of my biggest gripe about the movie is that they never established that there was a god in that helmet. Like there was where the consciousness came from.
You think
I
maybe it
would
would
have
have been too much in a short period of time? Too much with not enough time?
no, they could have just briefly been like, yeah, there's a god. Oh, so yeah, by the way, there's a god in the helmet. It could have been not a subtle thing, but like, hey, Like, there's a reason why don't touch the helmet because there's a god in there, and It could have been like the reason why his personality switched. Like, yeah, he's constantly fighting for his own control of his own body.
Gotcha.
Now, sometimes he gives it up. He gives it up willingly. Now, sometimes he doesn't. So it's kind of like the whole like not like Hulk, but sort of like Hulk. Like who's in control because Hulk has multiple personalities. Uh, but it's fate. It's okay. Like it's like the Sentry from Marvel. The Sentry is also another person who is almost all powerful. Well, not all powerful. He could be beaten by like people like the Beyonder and the Beyonders. And but anyway, he has two personalities, and they're constantly like who's in control. So that's the big thing about like what makes Fate so interesting, and it's like you're trying to figure out is this Fate or is this Nabu? Who's in control in the movie? And like I wish they would have established that because I think it would have a little bit more information would have helped people understand like why is he see like so when he has the helmet off, he's always like, yeah, we should approach him peacefully. We should talk to him. But when the helmet's on, he's like, I'm throwing spells at you. I'm coming at
Yeah.
you. Like kneel or die. That was definitely Nabu talking. Like Nabu don't answer to nobody.
So with the new the next Shazam movie, see, what would you rather see, Shazam or Superman? Hmm? On one hand, you think Black Adam would be more appropriate, but everybody wants to see Henry Cavill Superman.
Well, we've already seen Henry Cavill Superman.
They want to see Henry Cavill. I'm talking about versus Black Adam. Obviously, they set it up. We know what we're going to. We know what we're going to be
Well,
getting.
that scene was
Do you think it was
that scene was a very reminiscent of a panel comic book. Yeah, it was very like there's a scene where I don't remember exactly what happened, but they sent Superman to Kadak, and he walked right into Black Adam's palace, walked up to him and went, "Black Adam, we need to talk." And then Black Adam stands up, walks over to Superman, and just shakes his hand, and it's like, "Okay, talk." Because like it's I think as I said, I think this it was almost like a shot for shot, not really a shot for shot, but it was very reminiscent. Except Amanda Waller wasn't involved in the comic. That was Superman doing that because it was the fate of the world and he needed his help.
Yeah.
But I do like
I need to
that
read up on who Amanda Waller is. I have an idea.
Amanda Waller is just this. She is. Have you watched? You haven't watched Suicide Squad.
I have not watched Suicide Squad.
Either of them.
Which one do I need to watch? Which one
Watch
should I
the
watch?
Suicide Squad. Don't.
The
You
Suicide
can
Squad.
watch the first one, but you're gonna suffer.
It'll make me appreciate the second one better.
Oh God, yes.
Okay.
So much better. Amanda Waller is basically like she's the part of the government that does the dirty work that no one ever hears about. Like she's the person who will do what needs to be done no matter who has to die. Whether it be a good person, bad person, it has to be a city. She will nuke a city if it means saving the world.
Okay.
She does not give a fuck.
That's a lovely person.
She has no emotion. She will kill her children if it means saving the world. She does not care. That is who she is, and so she takes people. She's the person who directs the Suicide Squad. But like, hey, go out and do your mission. If you don't do your mission, you die. I will kill you. Typically, she does that by planting a bomb on their neck. It's like, hey, if you step out of line, I blow your head off.
Didn't she do that to the Suicide Squad?
She did to a few of them, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's how she does it in the comics and the movies and all that other stuff. That's who Amanda Waller is. But also, she also is an information well. She has dirt on everybody.
She was in the Justice League animated, wasn't she?
She was in some of them, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Just my
Like
brain
she knows. She's like she knows she has dirt on Batman. She's got dirt on Superman. She's got dirt on everybody. That way, she can always have the upper hand. Like when she said, "Hey, I called in a favor," she probably threatened Superman, not with like, "Hey, I'll kill you," but I'll leak who your secret identity is. I'll leak, who your loved ones are. She probably didn't say, "I called it a favor." She probably threatened him to show up. And
so
Superman being Superman.
See you next Tuesday.
Huh?
She's a certifiable.
Well, yeah.
See you next Tuesday.
Well, yeah, well, think about it. Like, I understand where she's coming from. Like, she's got to like keep the world safe. And let's be honest, Black Adam is a threat. He could, if he wanted to, he could break the world without a thought.
Superman's a threat, and
Oh yeah, no,
Shazam's a
no,
threat. You think about it.
yeah, but they don't kill people. They do by accident, but like they
Yeah.
don't intentionally kill people. Like
Black
so,
Adam
like
gives zero fucks.
oh no, no, yeah. He's like, you wrong me, you're gonna die. Like that's just it. Like you attack me or my people, I don't care who you are, I will kill you. Now, like he didn't kill the Justice Society because they were there. They were clearly not trying to be. They were trying to kill him. They were just trying not to be. They were trying to subdue him, and he probably could tell they weren't actually trying to be lethal with it. So,
Now, is Black Adam, is Hawkman, like they portrayed Hawkman as like almost Superman levels of
oh no,
durability. Is
no,
how comic
definitely.
book accurate is the Hawkman
He
character?
was pretty good. He was
Pretty
pretty comic accurate.
well,
But
no.
the one thing,
As far
the one
I'm
thing
talking
I
about as
don't.
far as durability, because while I mean it was obvious he had no chance against Black Adam, but still he was
Take a
holding.
beating.
He's so he's able to take a beating like that in the comic.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, he's very. See, the one thing they didn't establish in the movies that they established in the comics is that Hawkman is an alien.
Yeah, that I actually did know.
So he has superhuman strength, durability, all that shit. Now, if Black Adam really wanted to kill him, he'd be dead.
Yeah.
If he really, really wanted to. It's kind of like how Superman, if he really wanted to kill him, he'd be dead. But he was. They didn't power him down. He was about right. The only thing they did change really about him is that he wasn't. They didn't establish that he was an alien, and that also he had mechanical wings instead of natural wings. Which I don't know why they didn't just give him natural wings. I guess they wanted to look cool, but whatever.
Maybe it would have the mechanical wings. It allows him to blend in with society. So
People.
probably to make him seem more normal, believable. Yes, I know we're talking about magic and superpowers and all that other stuff, but
I guess.
believability is a thing.
It's so weird they made him from Louisiana too.
That I thought that was cool. I almost wanted to go look up the area. It's like, hey, ha ha. I thought that was neat. You don't get you don't you don't get intelligent you don't get intelligent portrayals of people from Louisiana. You usually get Bobby Boucher
Yeah.
or some horrible cliche accent.
Well, I mean, they put in Falcon and Winter Soldier because I mean the actor Sam is from New Orleans. They put him in Louisiana in that show.
I did not know that.
You haven't watched the show, have you?
What, Falcon and the Winter Soldier?
Yeah.
Oh heavens no. I heard enough.
Well, it's in a lot of it's in Louisiana,
Oh, okay.
but they didn't portray anyone like Bobby Boucher from Louisiana, like Bobby Boucher, I think it was Mississippi. I think that was either Mississippi, or Alabama in that movie. It wasn't in Louisiana.
Something. But you know what I mean. They all like
Yeah,
people
like
from Louisiana.
they're talking like this down here. We going down the swamp, getting our shrimp and our catfish on, and yeah, we love to hunt. That kind of
God, no, please don't do that to me. Oh man, so where do you think this is gonna go? What do you think's coming next?
Flashpoint.
I mean, when the fuck is Flashpoint even gonna like? It keeps getting pushed back, and I heard they're doing reshoots right now, like almost to the point of removing Ezra Miller from the movie. Do you think that's gonna happen?
I honestly, if they made it good, I wouldn't care if they just reshot the whole movie with Ezra Miller, like without him in it. I
Do
really
some
wouldn't
deep
care.
fakes.
I've never cared for Ezra Miller as the Flash. I personally me, I like what's his name? The guy from the show, the Flash show, but much better. Grant Gust. I like him much better as Flash than I do Ezra Miller. But I mean, whatever. I mean, they're gonna change him out and eventually, just whenever they reset everything. I hope The Rock stays. I really do. I doubt he's going anywhere, but I really hope he stays as Black
Movie's gonna
Adam.
make enough money. $167 million over the first weekend worldwide. We'll have to wait and see what the second weekend does. My understanding, the movie, in order to break even, the movie's got to make 500.
I hope it does. I
Me
really
too,
like The Rock.
because I want to see more. Like, I'm interested enough. I think for me, the movie was good enough to pique my interest and see where it's gonna go. I'd like to see. I want to see
Well,
where it
what's
goes.
sad? Well, what's sad is that it's compared to the other DC movies, it's a golden ticket. It's a golden goose. Like
How so?
the Suicide Squad, Black Adam, and the Snyder Cut are probably the top three. I know everybody really likes Wonder Woman 1, but no one liked Wonder Woman 2.
Because it was
I
terrible and it didn't make any sense.
all of them were kind of bad. Now again, I liked Man of Steel. I know this is controversial, but I liked Batman versus Superman. I don't care what anyone has to say about that. I enjoyed that movie. It was one of those movies I could just shut my brain off and just watch two superheroes be superheroes, even though
Yeah.
it was the dark as hell movie because people died a lot.
Oh, I thought you were talking
Uh,
about the lighting. So
oh,
is it Game of Thrones Longest Night comparable or Darkest Night? What was that episode?
oh, you mean the season
Winterfell.
8?
Yeah,
Uh,
the Winterfell episode.
I can actually tell what was going on in that show more than I could tell what was going on in some of Dark Knight. I mean, Batman
Oh
vs Superman.
wow.
But it's whatever. I thought it was dumb how they turned Zod into Doomsday, but I do appreciate they brought Doomsday in. Now,
Yeah.
granted, that was because they were trying to kill Superman because that's how he dies. Well, sleep comas into the comic. Like, so he didn't officially die in the comics. He was put into like a healing sleep rest. But that's that movie. This is Black Adam we're talking about.
Well, no,
I
does anyone really die in the comics?
Yes,
It's not like heavy
they
metal.
do.
You died, the girl dies, everybody dies.
They die, but they'll come back
Oh, of course they'll come back.
because magic exists.
And other dimensions and alternate universes, and we get to see Ant-Man and the Quantum Mania.
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to
Uh,
that. The trailers got me excited for it.
yeah, I
Oh
thought
yeah.
it kind of tickled the inner child in me. I'm not gonna lie.
Well, did you watch Loki?
Don't talk to me. No, I did not watch Loki.
Well, the actor who plays Kang did a very good job.
Yeah, I
He did.
just it's
He only was in one episode, but he did just such a good job. He was in the last episode, but he was a very he was a very good actor. Now Kang's a little bit different in the comics, but we haven't seen him be Kang. We've only seen him be the guy from the TVA. So whenever he's going to be Kang, I'm looking forward to see him in that role because I really liked him as Kang. But
hold on a second. I think I fucked up something. No, I did not watch Loki because I absolutely could not stand what they did to Loki as a character.
what do you mean? Made him a good guy? Not
No,
a
they
good guy,
ruined his
anti-hero?
character. They ruined his character. Where they
But what?
at the where as far as where they pulled him out of the timeline, it was just it didn't make sense how he reacted to everything that they told him. Oh my god, I think I screwed up.
Well,
I
they
was-
showed him, and he didn't have any reason not to believe them because they had.
he had no reason to believe them though. He's Loki. He had not gone
Well,
through any sort
he
of-
never fully. If you watch the show, he never fully trusted them. He constantly, the moment he got a chance, he betrayed them. Like he did not. He never fully trusted them. In fact, he used them to get information that since he couldn't use his powers, he used his wit to like, okay, how can I get out of here? What can I do? What information do I need? Like, okay, I'll hunt this other Loki, but I'm also gonna plan my escape. He never trusted them, ever. He just he played the I'm gonna use you card until I can find a way out of this situation.
Hmm.
That was just that whole scene where he was watching the rest of his life before Thanos snapped his neck was just a way to catch his current character up on what happens. That way they probably for like later down the road, like, hey, they would Thor doesn't have like a moment like, hey, this is what happened, this is what happened, this is what happened, this is what happened. They would just use this as a scene to catch him up.
Yeah. But I just like I said, the point in time that they pulled him out, I just don't see him. I don't think he would have believed him.
Well, I mean,
I got
yeah, he never really fully trusted them. So, but anyway, that's Marvel. Let's talk about Black Adam.
yes, I know.
Uh, Now, obviously, I don't know if you did. I could not give a fuck about the humans in this movie. Like, not necessarily humans, but like the people.
The
Like
regular
they were.
people.
Yeah, I couldn't give a fuck about them.
Like, are you talking about just the people in the city, or the main character, like the mother and her brother and stuff like that?
Yeah, all that. Like they were like little appetizers for the movie.
A
Like
little
they, yeah,
side, little window dressing and everything to move the plot along.
yeah. But like other
Mm.
than that, like I couldn't. I was more focused on the heroes because
Oh,
which you should be.
absolutely,
It's a hero movie.
absolutely. It's a superhero movie. No, the other people were there to simply
No, I'm not
to.
saying they were bad acting in
Oh
any
no,
way. Shit.
well the kid, but yeah,
Well, he's a kid.
yeah,
Not all kids are gonna be like child stars, but
yeah. But I think
again, but it felt very Terminator. Him and Black Adam felt like a very Terminator 2, John Connor, and the machine vibe to it. I feel like they were heavily leaning on that relationship. Like he's teaching him he's teaching him lingo. Like he's teaching him how to like what's going on in the world. Like giving him updating him what's happening. You know, but the little dynamic between him and the kid was fine. But like once you got to the point where like other superheroes showed up and it was all fighting, the people just did not matter. Like yeah, sure they kept the crown out of the way of the for a while, but that's all they were there. They were there to hide the crown.
yeah. Now here's the thing. It shows you in the beginning of the movie that Black Adam is affected by the Eternium because we need all these nifty names for rare metals. But anyway, uh, unobtainium. Oh God, that movie's coming back. But it didn't seem like they did anything else with it. Like he's hurt by
Um,
the Eternium, but it didn't look like they did anything else with it. Like even when he
well,
punched through
the
the
demon was
wall.
powered by it, so well, the demon
Okay.
his avatar was wearing it. That's why he was able to injure him.
But the
Um,
bikes were powered by Eternium, and they didn't. They had an opportunity to affect Black Adam
well,
with something on those
they
bikes.
never saw it. No one ever saw him get injured
Okay, except for the mother. Yeah.
except for the
Okay.
mother and the dude. Like and anyone who did see him got killed.
Got killed.
There was no witnesses.
The very beginning when he's floating out of the mountain and Painted Black comes on and he's just looking and just that slow motion scene where you can tell like if you speed it up, if you put it at regular speed in your mind, Black Adam is just flying through them and everyone's just dying. Sticks a grenade in the dude's mouth. Oh shit. I thought I enjoyed that scene.
Oh yeah,
If like classifying a scene in a movie as just dumb fun, that was it. Oh look,
oh yeah, like that was
hey,
just like they were all
69
sitting there
girls.
shooting.
Look at
I
that.
love like the grenade in the mouth. I love like just he like redirected the rocket just
Block.
just by touching it ever so slightly, like to go back at them. The person who fired it, like it was great. That's why I said no witnesses.
Report.
No one lived to. No one lived long enough to be like, hey,
There it is.
his.
Pornography. Sorry, we have
Oh, I saw it in the chat. I
actually
saw it.
had a thought bot show up. Get rid of that crap.
I don't think I
I
have
know we
that
don't.
power.
I already did.
Okay,
Oh, I could set you. Oh no, yeah, you'd have to be in my chat. Set you
I
up
am in
as
your chat.
Oh, you are? Where?
There you go.
Do. How do I do this?
I don't know how to make mods. I have no idea. If anyone wants to be a mod, by all means, hey, go for it.
Ta-da! There you go.
But yeah, I love the scene where like everybody was like just trying to throw everything they had at him, and like no one could, the whole like just watching the bullets like bounce off him
Which
in
scene?
slow motion. The very beginning when he walks out,
The
like,
beginning scene when he comes out of the mountain. Yeah, that's okay.
and then whenever he busts out the mountain with the helicopters, and they're like, oh, we got him. And then, oh no, so he just starts tapping on the window, and he just pushes the helicopter to the other helicopter, and then like everybody just shows up, starts barraging him with fire, and that slow motion, just watching everything bounce off of him or just dissipate onto him, because like
Yeah.
his body was kind of acting like vibranium, like there was really no ricochet, it just kind of fell. But
I thought that I enjoyed the slow. Yeah, I definitely enjoyed that scene where he's just it's almost like he's calculating and like just what's
It's
this,
how
what on
it's
earth
how
is
he
that?
perceives the world
Yeah,
because he's kind of a speedster,
he's a demigod.
which has the speed of Hermes. So
Yeah.
yeah, he's technically a speedster. But then again, who in DC isn't a speedster at this point? So
We have too many speedsters. Stop it.
I will say I'm surprised he knew what that grenade was gonna do because he's never seen a grenade before in his life. How did he know it was gonna blow up?
Based on what the other grenades were doing would be based on what the
Well, yeah, he does
like the
have
rockets and
the
everything.
intellect of Icarus, or is it
Well,
one
no,
of the
what the
smart?
it's the initial assault from the helicopter.
Yeah, boom booms.
Yeah.
So I guess everything was gonna go boom boom,
Mm.
but yeah, that's the only explanation I could think of is that no one in that scene lived to tell anybody he had a weakness to their metal. So that's and then like when the demon at the very end of the movie showed up, the crown was on his head. He was being powered by that crown, therefore he could injure Black Adam, which it was addressed at the end, but no civilians used it. But also they gotta give people a weakness, otherwise.
Oh yeah. Well, his weakness is magic, just like the
No, Superman's weakness is magic. Black Adam is not.
well, no, he was created by magic, so he could be affected by magic, just like Shazam, right?
Well, yeah, but
What's this?
they're resistant. I mean, anything powerful enough can hurt. More powerful than can hurt them. But so it's more just a power scaling thing. Like how if Doctor Fate really wanted to, he could. Like I said, his magic was much more powerful
Yeah.
than Black Adam's. So it's not so much like no one is like it's not really a weakness. It's just it's something that can hurt him. Like Superman could punch him and it would hurt him. So it's just what it's like how like a bullet could hurt you or me, or fire could hurt you or me. It's like it's still it's a weakness, but it's also not a weakness. It's just like it's a common thing that can hurt you if it's powerful enough to hurt you. It's but Hawkman could not have hurt him because he didn't have like he was mostly using tech, but he just wasn't strong enough to hurt him. Like now the demon could have been using magic along with the crown's metal to hurt him because he was powered by the metal, Eternium, and then the demon's own magic was probably being used to hurt Black Adam. But clearly, Black Adam's magic was more powerful. It's typically because he was powered by the gods, while the demon was powered by the demon lords. So gods typically trump demons. Typically.
Yeah, somebody bugging me about work crap. I was like, no, I don't want to deal with this shit right now. I'm trying to relax.
Yeah.
I swear to God, if my
Work.
phone rings, I'm forgetting about work. I'll deal with work when I'll deal with the real
Oh
world in
no,
a little while.
both my phones are muted. Okay.
Oh man. Oh, definitely.
Yeah. I haven't had an emergency come in, but both my phones are muted. So,
No, I have them next to me in case they light up so I can
well,
see
yeah. So
stuff.
I
So
can see if
I
something's
have
there, but the
to,
sound is off. Well, yeah.
my particular position in the real world. So
Same as mine. I have to watch for mine
gotta
as well
watch for the light up. Yeah, I look over and it
because we
lights up.
actually
It's like,
have
what do you
jobs.
want?
Like and we could be getting paid to do this, but that's all up to you guys. We would appreciate if you guys helped us to that point. But
We're definitely not going to complain about it. uh, it's
but
weird. It's
yeah,
weird. It's like I know, like I don't want to just talk. Like whenever, anytime I make a video, I want to make a video and I want to talk about things that I'm interested in. Like I have 4 tabs open right now. Well, I have 5 of them. One of them's on Hogwarts Legacy because I cannot wait for Hogwarts Legacy. Yes, we're gonna get off on a tangent real quick, but the other one is all the trailers. Did you happen to watch the Silent Hill? Like all the stuff coming out for Silent Hill and Resident Evil?
I have seen the trailer for Resident Evil 4. I have not seen the trailers for Silent Hill.
Silent. They're doing a Silent.
Don't come at me with pitchforks and torches, but I've actually never played a single Silent Hill game.
Oh, if you when the Silent Hill 2 remake comes out, I would pick it up. I'm definitely picking it up. But whatever this Silent Hill F is going to be, it's the classic horror, just like Resident Evil, Silent Hill. They're classic horror games. They were the genre breaking, genre defining horror. I can't wait for Resident Evil 2, the Resident Evil Village expansion DLC, whatever. that's coming out for it that deals with his daughter. That's going to be great. I'm looking forward to that. Callisto Protocol comes out in December. Merry Christmas to me.
I will say I've always been more of a Resident Evil fan than a Silent Hill fan, but
Yeah.
that's just me.
Oh, I remember playing Resident. I played Silent Hill one night until god awful hours in the morning with a buddy of mine. And when I went to bring him home, we opened the door and it was nothing but fog outside. I looked at him. I said, "Have fun." Walking home, I was like, But back to Black Adam. But no, I want to make video. I want to talk about stuff that I enjoy, things that interest me, not just oh look that article came out. Let's go talk about it. Oh that one came
Well,
out.
that's
It's
what this
like, I don't
podcast
know.
is about.
Exactly, things that I find interesting, things I want to talk about. Ah,
Which, by the way, we have talked about this. I'm talking to the audience, not you. We will eventually, every now and then, might have a guest pop on, like one of our friends who might want to talk with us. It's just not just me and him bullshitting to each other, and y'all get tired of our voice. You know, we do have friends. We might be lonely losers
one or two.
who are nerds, but we do have friends.
I have a couple. We just got to teach them how to use Discord.
They know. They
Well,
know. They
most of
also
the
have
people.
unlike us. They have lives.
I don't. I come home and I play video games.
I
And
said,
then I go to
unlike
work.
us, they have lives. We don't.
Ah, okay. That's overrated.
Eh.
I spend enough time outside as it is, as far as I'm concerned. Ah,
Yeah. Well, our jobs ask us to be outside.
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie.
So
My job is basically me playing driving simulator while watching YouTube. I'm not gonna lie.
I did that for a while.
Yeah. Well, you shouldn't have got promoted.
Yeah, I'm not complaining too much. It's just getting into the swing of things. But I think back to Black Adam and where this thing goes in the future. If they're going to, if in order for them to cash in on this popularity, this sudden, I guess, resurgence of popularity, if Warner Brothers wants to cash in, they need to jump on it as fast as possible.
Well, yeah.
You know, they gotta get that movie out, that Henry Cavill, Superman versus Black Adam. It's what people want to see, and if it's done well, yeah, some sort of
Oh yeah.
resurgence. I know, talking about like
Well,
getting Gal Gadot back in and getting Batman, Superman. What
well,
is it?
I
World's
don't think
Finest,
I
like a
don't
World's
think Ben
Finest
Affleck's
storyline.
coming back.
Oh, you
I
don't think
don't
so?
think he's coming back. I think Pattinson's taking up the mantle for the rest of the DC. I would hope. I would hope that he is, because I mean, don't get me wrong. I did not hate Ben Affleck as Batman. Did not. But I really, really liked Robert Pattinson as Batman.
I need to watch the Batman.
It was
That's another
so.
one I need to
Oh my
watch.
god, it was so fucking good.
Sorry, Mark, you're
Oh
always
my
late.
dude, when I tell you, like, that was one of the. That is probably it was on par with The Dark Knight.
Oh, that's some heavy shoes to fill. We're talking about Heath Ledger's Joker.
Yes,
Oh, that's some heavy shoes. That's
the,
that's
the, there-
heavy
it's a good
shoes.
movie. It's a
Sounds right.
fucking good movie.
Yeah.
I was when I
It's
said
on
earlier
H.
about Hawkman, I was scared that they were gonna. I was really scared because they made Jim Gordon and Selena Kyle black, and I was like, oh, it's a
Yeah. See,
scary
that
thing.
kind
It's like,
honestly, that kind of stuff doesn't bother me as much.
no, 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 it's not that they're black.
I
No, no, no,
understand
no.
the hesitation behind it because Hollywood wants to check those boxes, and they do it for ideological reasons, and that just when you focus on the ideology over if you got to check that box, the story suffers, and your product is shit.
Well, it
When
didn't.
if
They knocked it out of the
they knocked it out of the
fucking
park.
park.
See, I don't see.
God, they were
I don't
good.
see the Hawkman change. Hawkman being black in the movie. Okay, cool. His character was fantastic. I loved him.
Oh no,
I loved his
great,
character.
wonderful.
It was
Oh
very
yeah, I loved
entertaining
it.
and straightforward. Just I absolutely
It's just
loved it.
it's just past experiences with certain
Yes,
movies have
certain
made
movies.
me
Most of
cautious.
everything that has come out. Like, have you been watching? Have you watched any of Interview with the Vampire?
No, not yet.
Do
I've been
you,
told it's good.
I've watched. I want to say I watched the first two episodes. I have them all. I'm gonna watch them. I'm gonna review them. But when I think we had talked about this before, and I brought this up in other videos. The change when they announced that Jacob Anderson as Louis, people were like, "Wow, just checking a box, checking a box." But I didn't care.
No,
when they
I will watch a movie and form my own opinion of it
oh,
before I,
absolutely. Yeah,
or a show.
you got to give it a chance. But when I found out that they made Louis a pimp in New Orleans, I laughed because it's like, okay, you're gonna race swap him and make him a pimp. No stereotypes there whatsoever. It's like, wow, really? And then I
I
watched
mean,
the
it
first
is
two
New
episodes.
Orleans,
It is, yeah. I watched the first two episodes. Absolutely fantastic. I'm not going to get into it, and I'm not going to talk about why. I just think Jacob Anderson and the actor playing Lestat, fucking fantastic. Absolutely worth it. I need to finish watching. I need to finish watching all the episodes.
but I will say, I don't. The actress Zoe Kravitz, I think her name is, who played Selena, and the guy, I don't know who the guy actor who played Jim Gordon,
Hmm.
did a fantastic job.
Yeah.
Loved him. I really
Yeah.
don't have, besides like the Joker scene, I don't really have
The Riddler,
any.
not the Joker. Riddler.
No, no,
Riddler.
The
Riddler.
Joker's in the movie
Oh, he is.
for one scene.
Oh, it's a end credit scene or something.
No, no, it's in the movie. It's a one scene. I'm not gonna spoil it for you. Uh, I don't know how his Joker's gonna be. We get a little bit of the Joker,
Okay.
a little bit. So I don't know how he's gonna be. The guy who it was the actor who played the mind control guy in Eternals. He's the Joker in that movie.
Okay. You know I didn't
Um,
watch Eternals.
well, I don't know the actor's name. I could probably look it up. Hold on, give me a second. You might know him by name. I don't know. Ooh, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Barry Keoghan. I don't know how I pronounced that right.
With a Q or a
But he
K?
okay.
Barry Keegan? But
No,
Keegan.
it's Keoghan.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
He's from Dublin.
he's
He's from Dublin, Ireland. I bet he
yeah
has talk like this.
he is playing the Joker.
Okay.
Now, there's a deleted scene that if you go on HBO Max, it shows the full so in the movie it's a silhouette of his face. You don't get to see his face, but in the actual in this behind the scene, there's a deleted scene on HBO Max that shows what he looks like. He doesn't look terrible. His face is fucked up, but
Oh
so
God, yeah. They okay. See why they they would just want to they want to get progressively worse and worse with the Joker. I think
hey, look, man, they can't go much worse than Jared. Actually, I will say this. I will say this. I don't care who hears me, who disagrees with me. So
oh
I feel like Jared Leto, the small scene he got in Zack Snyder's Justice League at the end was 1,000 times better than anything in the Suicide Squad movie. He redeemed himself as a Joker in that one scene that he did the entirety of Suicide Squad. Because one, he didn't have all the tattoos, he didn't have the grill, he didn't have all the stupid act. He was the Joker.
yeah. I think
It was
that's what
good.
that's part of the reason why people just couldn't stand that portrayal is because all the tattoos and the grill and just all this other stuff. It's like, oh, that just like I'm sorry that's not the Joker.
I'm a fan
You
of
know?
the old school gangster Joker, like the mafia Joker, not
Yeah.
a modernized gangster. I guess I don't know.
I thought Heath Ledger's portrayal was just it was almost perfect. I mean I like
Well,
Jack
there's
Nicholson's.
three Jokers. Like, well, in the comics, there's always the three. There's like the gangster, the thug, and then the comedian. I think I could be wrong. There's always three. There's always three Jokers,
Mhm.
and I think he was definitely going for like the thug, and it worked really well. And while Jack Nicholson did the gangster,
Yeah.
and then I don't know what the hell Heath Ledger. I mean, not Heath Ledger. Jared Leto was trying to do, but he redeemed himself at the end of Suicide Squad.
Mm,
I mean, at the Snyder cut.
okay.
It was really good. That one scene, you can probably go pull it up on YouTube somewhere. That one scene he was in with Batman and the desolated future was really good.
I'm gonna have
So
to
I
check it out.
don't think Jared Leto. I do not blame Jared Leto for the what how. Also, he barely was in Suicide Squad. He got like 10 minutes of the whole movie. He wasn't even he was not the focus of the movie, which is fine. He's not supposed to be. It's a Suicide Squad movie, not a
Mhm.
Joker movie. Um, it was I think they realized how bad it was, and that's why it was barely any parts in it. If you're gonna watch a good Joker movie besides Heath Ledger, go actually watch the Joker, which was good. I enjoyed the Joker with Joaquin
Joaquin
Phoenix.
Phoenix. Yeah, I've heard nothing
Really
but good
good.
things about it.
Very depressing, but very good movie.
Yeah. I've
I
heard
the Batman.
they want to try to bring that into the DC universe.
Probably Flashpoint.
Yeah, Heath Ledger brought that unpredictable authenticity of being a psycho, and I like. Yes, definitely agree on that one. The unpredictable. Yes, one of my favorite. I just one of the things I liked about his portrayal is the lack of blood in the movie. You know, where he said, "I'm going to make this pencil disappear," and you just see the head go down, and it's like, no, you don't see.
Well, Christopher Nolan wanted to be more realistic. There wouldn't
Yeah.
actually be that much blood.
Well, you don't see. They didn't. They don't show the pencil going into his head. You
It's
just see
implied.
pencil, whack, gone. Ta-da! It's gone. And just yeah, and the like when he's going out, he's like and pulls the ring with the pin. It's like wow, yeah, that was just utterly, absolutely fantastic. It is a damn shame we lost Heath Ledger the way we did.
Hmm.
He was so
Well,
great.
I will say, Joaquin Phoenix did a very good job
Yeah,
as the broken comedian. He was the comedian Joker, the
yeah.
broken
You
comedian.
get what you fucking deserve. Boom.
Great scene. Loved it. But again, I don't hate Jared Leto at all. Uh, I don't. I think he. I don't blame him for that part. I rarely try to blame the actors unless they're consistently bad.
Well, Jared
Like
Leto behind the scenes, there's lots of reports of his method acting behind the scenes, like on set, the way he behaves himself. And
I
it's
wish they
not.
would just let him do his thing. I heard he got
But
stifled a lot because it's like they had doctors on set watching his mental state, which was understandable because Heath Ledger.
yeah,
But I wish they'd just let him do his thing,
but not
not
just
do
that.
what.
It's just the way he acted towards the other actors and actresses. It's like, dude, you're a little weird. Oh, wish
I've
I could.
seen Heath Ledger. I mean, not Heath Ledger. Jared Leto be very good in some roles.
Yeah.
I've seen him be excellent. I know he's a good actor, so I don't blame him for the bad portrayal of what we got. I do
Oh yeah.
not.
I mean, the writing's only the actor's ability will only take you so far when you have bad writing.
I mean, like the prequels of Star Wars is a good example. Like, I know Ian McGregor and Hayden
Yeah.
Christensen can act very well.
Those are
I know
masterpieces
they,
now compared to Disney.
but
I
I mean,
enjoyed the
oh no,
prequels.
oh
I
no, I enjoyed the
absolutely
prequels
enjoyed the
too. I
prequels.
love the prequels. I grew up with them. Those are my Star Wars movies. I
Yeah.
loved them. Like, yeah, I watched the original three back when I was a kid, like young.
Yes, you
But
should watch The Joker. You should definitely watch The Joker.
yes, watch the Joker. Very good movie.
Hmm.
Um, but like I love this prequel. I didn't care too much for the sequels, but no one really did. Hell,
No.
Mark Hamill didn't even care for the sequels. He was in them.
Yeah. Everybody says the Force Awakens was almost a shot-for-shot retelling of A New Hope, and it's like, for me personally, it's like it was easy enough to see. I didn't mind it, and I thought it's like, well, where are they going to take the next one? And then
I
Rian
think it was the
Johnson
constant
takes over.
switching
It's
of
like, oh,
directors was what
God.
fucked them up.
Yes, absolutely. It's like, can we have some consistency? Nah, we're gonna subvert expectations and kill Snoke. It's like, wait, what? Are you shitting me? And
Which
then
is
we're
a
gonna
shame
change
because I love
everything
the
around.
actor who plays Snoke.
It would have been so much. It would have been so much better with like all like the fan theories after Force Awakens were 10 times better than anything that came out, but they usually
Well,
are.
there's this thing called the EU that they could have used.
No, no shit. But Kathleen Kennedy came out and said, "We don't have any kind of source material like comic books or anything like that." It's like, bitch, please. Yeah, fucking laundry list of source material.
Anyway,
God.
before going on that tangent, we'll go back to
Yes, please
DC.
let's not. I don't want to go on that tangent. We'll
But
save that for
I
another time.
um
Oh,
but yeah, I do think that now they have said that they're gonna keep the Joker completely separate from the DC universe, so
yeah.
we are getting a Joker 2, I know that.
I heard it
That
was
has been
supposed to be more of a
confirmed.
musical. I don't know how true that
Well,
is.
that's because Lady
Scrolling.
Gaga's playing Harley Quinn.
Oh dear. Huh. Hmm.
So he will be this Joker will be unaffected by the Flashpoint, I do believe, because it's not because they've already established that Joker exists in the Batman movie. So I do believe this will be unaffected. So don't expect it to be part of the DC. This is a separate universe. Um, I do think fuck, what's his name? God, I said his name earlier.
Joaquin Phoenix
Batman.
or
Not Ben Affleck is not
oh,
coming
Ben
back.
Affleck's.
I do not believe he's coming back. I do believe they're going to continue forward with Robert Pattinson, which I'm fine with either. I did not hate Ben Affleck as Batman. And actually, in fact, I found that Robert Pattinson was a better Batman, but I feel like Ben Affleck was a better Bruce Wayne. I say
Okay,
that though because
I see that.
we haven't technically seen Pattinson's as Bruce Wayne. He was basically Batman the whole movie. Because the movie was based around the
Mm-hmm.
first two
Year
years of
one.
him being Batman.
Was it year one or year two? I think it was
It
year
was
one. Batman year
it
one,
was
where he's more
based
of a
off of year one, but it's been 2 years.
yeah, he's more of a it's more of the detective Batman.
Yeah, he's well. The thing
Mm-hmm.
is, he is completely neglected his life as Bruce Wayne. So he is always Batman
Yeah.
with or without the cow. He is always Batman.
Mm-hmm.
We get some glimpses of Bruce,
The brooding
but
depression. He's not quite the philanthropist mogul yet.
yeah. So when I say I think Ben Affleck was a better Bruce, only because we haven't seen Pattinson's portrayal of Bruce yet. We've
Yeah, we'll
only
have
seen
to
him as
see.
Batman.
They have to do a sequel.
Oh, dude, he was
Keep it
so good.
going.
They're gonna have to. But I think it's not gonna happen until Flashpoint, which I'm
Which will
super
eventually
excited.
be
I'm
released.
huh?
When Flashpoint is eventually released. Lord,
If and when.
How long has it been? Like, I heard it was done and in the can and everything, just waiting to be released, and then all this crap went down with Ezra Miller, and they kept delay with the Coof and
Maybe
all
they're
this
waiting
other
for the
stuff,
court.
and
Maybe they're waiting for the court case to be settled.
they it's too much bad press, bad publicity behind his name.
I don't
Like,
care about him. I'm more excited to see Michael Keaton come back,
yeah,
and I'm also excited to see what's his name?
you know they're
Oh,
gonna
I
kill
would.
him, right?
Oh, huh?
They're probably gonna kill Michael Keaton's Batman.
Probably, but
Yeah,
it's still nice to see him back.
I mean there's
Um,
oh that
but
they've
I'm
had
also
there's a trailer. There's actually a trailer for Flashpoint. I remember seeing
yes,
that.
there is. They released a trailer,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm
And then they
also
keep delaying
hoping.
it.
I'm
Good
really
lord.
hoping we get to see Jeffrey Dean Morgan come back and play Thomas Wayne's Batman. I'm really excited to see that. I think it's going to happen in Flashpoint, and I'm super excited. Also, side tangent note: I saw a news article or a cast release that Jeffrey Dean Morgan is going to be playing Mephisto in the Marvel Universe. I'm super fucking down for that.
No, Sacha Baron Cohen,
Which one is that?
the Borat, the actor that plays Borat, is going to be Mephisto.
Or is that confirmed?
Yes.
Oh,
Let me look it up. No, now that like the only thing I know him as is Borat, but reading it. Let's see. DC no
man.
Marvel
Jeffrey would have been
Marvel
so much better.
Mephisto.
He's such a good
Mephisto.
actor. I fucking love him. If you don't know what I'm talking about, he played Negan in The Walking Dead.
Yes, I know who Jeffrey Dean Morgan is. Yes, actor. Da-da-da-da-da. MCU's Mephisto actor reportedly cast following WandaVision hype. And they dropped the ball on that one. When is this from? This is from October 18th. Do-do-do-do-do. Yeah, maybe it is still a rumor. No? Wait. Da-da-da-da-da. I mean, it's got a picture of him, and apparently he's going to be in Ironheart. So Barat is Mephisto. One of Sacha Baron Cohen's most famous role is Barat, satirical character. Blah blah blah. Okay, Cohen's involvement. Okay, this is from. I'm reading an article from the Direct.
Look, man, I don't know how he is as an actor besides of this comedy roles. I've only
Heard
ever seen
people
him in
say.
Borat.
I've heard people say good things. They've recommended a couple of movies that
The only movies
that
I've seen him in is Borat,
yeah in
Sweeney Todd,
comedies.
and Talladega Nights.
I thought he did. Sweeney Todd was one of his better roles, one of his more dramatic roles or
I
something,
didn't say it
right?
was bad, but we didn't get to see much of him. Because
Okay.
he dies.
Oh well, I mean, a lot of people die in Sweeney Todd. I think that's the premise
No
of the
shit.
whole thing. I need to watch it. I need to watch it.
You haven't
Let's
seen
see.
Sweeney Todd?
No, I haven't seen Sweeney Todd. I don't watch a lot of movies.
Shame.
Yes, I know.
Speaking of Sweeney Todd, aka Johnny Depp,
Mm-hmm.
supposedly he's our new Beetlejuice.
So they're really doing Beetlejuice too? Because it's been a rumor for so long, like forever and a day. Okay.
Well,
So what else?
supposedly Michael Keaton is not returning as the role.
Yeah.
Johnny Depp is picking up the role,
Okay. Comedy,
which is
comedy,
a
comedy.
shame. I mean, I like both the actors, so I can't say anything bad about either one of them. So
He was in Les Miserables. What else we got? Do 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 do. Talking about Sacha Baron Cohen.
also, I heard that Tom Ellis is coming into the MCU as either Reed Richards or I was honestly before I heard Jeff, I thought I heard news that Jeffrey might be playing Mephisto. I was really hoping Tom would be playing Mephisto because he played Lucifer and he did such a good fucking
Ah,
job
okay,
as
that's
Lucifer.
where I recognize him from. All right.
Who? Tom Ellis?
Yeah, Tom Ellis. Uh,
If he I would have liked either him or Jeffrey to play Lucifer. They're making about Lucifer, Mephisto. One of them, I don't care who. They'd have both knocked it out of the park. They would both do well, I
yeah.
believe. But I heard he's supposed to be coming in as Reed Richards, which I'm fine with too. He's a good actor.
As long as the Fantastic Four is done properly, though, for family of Marvel and everything, instead of some sort of disjointed, screwed up thing, whatever. They just do something entertaining that is close enough to the comics, close enough to the comic lore, that everything that came before it, and the fans will come in droves. Just
And
write it.
don't fuck up and don't fuck up Doom.
Oh Jesus Christ, no, God, please no. I don't
You
even want.
know,
I
a
don't
little
even want to
small.
think about that.
You know, a little small thing about that. The original two Fantastic Four movies, the one where it had Silver Surfer and the second one.
Mm-hmm.
I am actually friends with Silver Surfer, the actor who is Silver Surfer,
Yeah.
not the voice but the body. Doug Jones.
No kidding.
I am friends with him.
Y'all just been name dropping through this entire stream.
I said people I've met. I have people I have met. I'm actually friends with Doug.
I saw
Really
something.
nice
What else?
guy.
What else has he done? He like
Hocus Pocus.
no other stuff.
Pan's Labyrinth.
Pan's Labyrinth. That's what. Yeah.
Hellboy.
Hmm.
Um,
Oh, he's the
yeah,
Aquaman
he's
dude.
Abe.
Oh, I love Abe. Oh,
Yeah,
Hellboy was fantastic. Man, those were fantastic movies. I miss those days.
we're supposed to be getting a third one.
Yes, but Ron Perlman is so fucking old.
Stunt doubles, JJ. Stunt doubles.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
anyway,
Yeah.
Black Adam. I mean, we don't have many bad things to say about it, so that's why I remember going off tangent. We love it, and we thought the fight scenes were good. They were very well
The fight scenes were
choreographed.
good.
The comedy was
The
good.
comedy was well done. It wasn't overblown. I think like the setup of Black Adam's character. Again, I talked about it whenever they're doing the flashbacks and whatnot. I thought the flashbacks were well placed throughout the movie to give the audience, I guess, not exactly a mystery, but to mislead the audience on who Black Adam really is. I thought that was well done. But basically, like the setup, the story progression. I mean, the structure of the movie, like I could just, I mean, trying to nitpick. The collateral, like the bullets ricocheting and not hitting the people, the mother and the son and the brother. It's like that. I mean, I guess that's a borderline nitpick, but it just kind of took me out of the movie. But I mean, but what else?
Well, hey, you know what? Here's an explanation for you. Black Adam's body is magic. Maybe he absorbed the bullet's kinetic energy and they didn't bounce off him.
I'd have to go back and rewatch it to try and test that theory, but
He does have a shield. Like, he does have, like, a magic shield on him. That is a
okay.
power he has. It helps his defenses.
I like the one. We're just going to ask questions. Okay, I have a question for the two of you. Can you fly? That was great.
Oh, yeah, like,
Like,
uh,
yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it,
I'm gonna, it's like,
the lack of heavy-handed comedy with but yeah, the joke. Yeah, I just loved it. I just
which one of you
what
can
else?
fly? No
Which one
answer?
of you can
Okay.
fly? No,
Drop
yeah.
one. Why'd you drop them both? You could have killed them. I know I could have, but I know you were gonna be there to catch him.
I
He's
waited
got
for
a,
you to get there. He has a point.
yeah,
Oh
I love,
man,
I love
yeah,
Pearson's
again
boss's little, like,
the dialogue, the chemistry between the characters on screen, the dialogue interactions, all that stuff. It's not a masterpiece, but it was done. It was done
it was
so
good.
well. It was good. It was good. It was enjoyable. I had fun watching it. I truly had fun watching it. It feels good to talk positively about a movie, a piece of
I,
entertainment. Oh, it's
I knew you were
fantastic.
gonna catch him. How'd you knew? How'd you know? I wait till he got there. He's got a point. By
He's
the
got a
way,
point.
what was that? What was that line he did? He's like the whole little running sarcasm joke. I thought was great. I love that
Oh,
little bit. Like he's like sarcasm.
the
Yes,
sarcasm.
I
No, that was
figured.
just a no. That was just a flat out lie.
I love his like I said. I never keep
Oh,
referring
when
to him as Terminator.
didn't they have doors during your time? Of course we did.
Yeah,
That's how we got into rooms. What?
yeah. Those
She just
apparently
walks
Black
through a
Adam doesn't
wall.
believe in doors. Well, like, you gotta think like
Mhm.
the walls back then were made of thick ass stone. These are like paper thin plaster walls.
Yeah.
That's nothing. He could fart and break those walls.
Yeah.
That shit
Yeah.
was funny. They're like, don't you believe in walls? I mean,
Right,
doors?
don't you believe
Of
in
course.
doors? Or I thought it said something like, didn't they have doors when it were during your
Yeah.
time? Of course they did. That's how we got into rooms. Yeah. And he just walks
just,
right through a wall again.
just
It's like
didn't give a fuck.
the yeah, not understanding sarcasm.
Like I said,
Loving
I
himself.
felt very Terminator 2 and I loved it.
The one other gripe, that I've seen that I kind of, my suspension of disbelief was hard and heavy. His how quickly he learned English. There was no
Oh,
explanation for
no.
that.
That's the wisdom of Solomon.
Huh?
It's the wisdom of Solomon.
Okay, what's that? Let's explain that.
It basically it's the same as Shazam. When
Okay.
he's in that form, he's kind of a super genius. Like his brain can work really, really fucking fast.
Okay.
Like super hardcore fast. Also, Solomon knows every language. He's a god. So
So is that part of his character in the comic?
yes,
Because something like that, like how would they have how
they sort of mini explained it in the Shazam movie. Whenever he's like, "You will have the strength of Hercules, the lightning of Zeus, the speed of Hermes, the wisdom of Solomon." Like
okay.
it's the same powers because it was the
Yeah.
same guys who granted him those powers.
Yes.
So
The Wizard Council, whatever
yeah.
they were.
So it would that's how they're both super. They're not like Flash level or cyborg levels of genius, but they're
Hmm.
still super smart. Their brain can process information billions of times faster than like light. So because if you notice, he was speaking slowly. Like The Rock was never like fast talking. He was always his words were not slurred but slow. Like he was like thinking hard what he had to say,
Okay.
picking up phrases like throughout the movie. Most people, like I said, most people who probably made that criticism, yes, it's weird that might not understand that, but
But
also like
if you take it as a standalone movie, it's understandable. You know
yeah,
what I
it's
mean?
understandable. If you don't watch the other movies or you don't know the comics, you're not going to understand why he might learn that
Hmm.
language so fast. But
So how could they have incorporated that into the movie though?
they probably expected you to watch Shazam first.
But you can't do that with the normie audience. You can't expect them like just like with the comic books and the comic book lore and anything like that, unless unless you're talking about a hardcore audience. Um, how like you can't expect everyone to watch what came before because I don't think like outside of the lightning bolt on his chest, how many people would actually know that Black Adam is connected to
Evil Shazam.
Shazam? Yeah, he's pretty much evil Shazam. You know, outside of him saying Shazam, like I kind of wonder. It's like, oh, this is just a race swapped Shazam. It's like, no, 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 it's not.
No,
Don't
he's
worry
supposed to be
about that.
Egyptian.
Yeah,
He is
this is
Egyptian in the
yeah.
comics.
He is
Now I know
definitely
The
not.
Rock isn't Egyptian. I
He's
think The Rock is
Samoan.
Somalian.
Samoan.
Samoan. It's
Somalian.
don't. I'm not good with names.
Yeah, Piercer Brosnan.
Yeah. Well, the
Pierce
point
Brosnan.
is, he's the right skin tone for it. So I
Yeah,
guess it doesn't matter. It doesn't. The skin tone doesn't matter because he's white. He's
it's
pale as fuck in
yeah.
the
Like I
comics.
said, that kind of stuff, I take it with a grain of salt.
It
But
didn't bother me. It's not
ultimately,
important.
yeah, ultimately, I look at what product are you presenting to me? How are you going to deliver it? Is it going to be good? Is the story
Well, I
there?
guess I mean, again, DC has a habit of not caring. Like
And that makes
honestly,
well,
man,
Warner Brothers. Warner
Warner
Brothers.
Brothers. Honestly, their golden gooses are the animated movies. You wanna watch a
Oh
good
yeah.
superhero?
Oh
Those are
yeah.
their golden gooses. They don't give a. I honestly feel like some of the movies they don't give a fuck about, and they sort of expect if they like Black Adam is such a. It's not an unpopular pool, but like he's not as well known
Yeah.
as everybody else. So like they expect you if you're gonna see this movie, I'm sure they expect people to kind of already know some information going in.
Have some idea of what the character is. Like I had a basic idea. I knew he was interconnected with Shazam and all that other stuff. I was just sitting down. It's like, let's see if I enjoy this movie, and boy did I ever. Yeah.
But yeah, for like someone who doesn't know his power set, like he does, he just
Hmm.
have super strength and lightning. He's super fast. He's got super like his speed is also correlation like how you know saw how he like the slow motion scene is a good example.
Hmm.
How he's perceived that's how he's perceiving the world
Yeah.
constantly. Everything is slow for him. So his brain is firing off so fast. He can learn much faster than it's kind of like how okay. So there's a scene in the comics with the Flash. Um, he it was no, it was Quicksilver, but it can still correlate with the Flash because they're both super geniuses. Quicksilver and the Flash, their brains work on such a high speed. They heard a song, one song on the piano, like I think it was a Beethoven song, one of his songs once, and they heard it once, and their brain processed it so fast, and it doesn't explain much, but they're just it's how their brains work at speed levels. They learned it so fast that they just instantly knew how to play it all after hearing it once. Same concept for Black Adam. He heard people talking. He heard their like he also has super hearing, so like he can also hear everyone around him speaking and his brain is taking all that information in. It's working at incredible rates that he's able to understand the language after piecing it together. Like, okay, repeating patterns. This means that. That means that. He probably heard like 5 million sentences in like the span of like 2 minutes. And his wisdom, because the Solomon made him like process it, and the speed of Hermes and the wisdom of Solomon in that instant, like the moment he woke up, within the first 5 minutes, he probably heard the language spoken millions of times over.
Okay.
That's how his powers can work, which would
Gotcha.
explain how he picked up English so fast. But for someone who doesn't know the comics and how his powers might work, they might just think, "Oh, big, strong Superman with lightning."
Yeah.
That's not just it. There's
Or if
more
they
to
saw the
it.
Shazam movie first, they just yeah, we got
Yeah.
it's trying to avoid those misconceptions, those preconceived notions of judging the movie from based on what's coming forward. It's a very difficult thing right now, and I think that's a shame. But that's why I try to give everything a shot. That's why I watched the Interview with the Vampire. That's why I started watching Andor. Yeah, that's why I watched Black Adam. Well, it's why I gave it a shot. If it's something, if it's an entertaining show that I want to talk about, I gotta watch it. I'm gonna watch it.
Well,
I definitely got to catch up on
like
Andor.
some
Wow.
small context clues probably would have been nice for the audience who don't follow this stuff, like
Hmm.
the whole thing with Doctor Fate being Naboo, Black Adam super genius level
Do
of
you think they?
smartness.
I mean, if they bring Doctor Fate back, do you think they'll touch up on that, or just make it a mystical thing?
If they give him his own movie, I think they will.
Hmm.
They kind of addressed it in the Black Adam movie. They kind of addressed it with the whole like, hey, the helmet has a will of its own.
Yeah.
They didn't name drop, but like they sort of addressed it. So if we continue to see Doctor Fate, which I'm pretty sure we will, they will probably explain it.
Yeah. We definitely,
Which
if they continue with the Superman and Black Adam, I definitely need some sort of plan and continuity moving forward with the movies for sure. Instead of all this disjointed.
look, I'm not gonna
movies.
lie to you. DC Comics itself, continuity is an issue. All right.
I think that's just comics across the board, Marvel and
No, no, no,
DC.
no, no. Marvel's gotten a handle on some of that. DC
They're
is
constant, but well, yeah, DC's definitely constantly resetting it. And what is it? The New 52 was DC, right?
that was now it's
Yeah,
not.
yeah. Now it's not. How many times have they reset their universe? Just
Twice
entirely too many.
since twice since New 52, I think.
Oh God, New 52 wasn't that long ago.
They've already reset it twice.
Oh, they need. Oh Jesus. You can't keep you cannot keep an audience doing that kind of stuff.
Well, they're trying to like. Honestly, I like New 52. I know. So it was I think the most recent reset was the Batman Who Laughs issue. That was a reset. So the Batman finally in that issue finally killed the Joker. Like the Joker pushed him too far, finally killed him, and the Joker released Joker toxin on him, and it
Well,
got the
I mean,
Batman's mo-
they kind of hinted at him killing the Joker in Killing Joke. That was done
Eh,
pretty
he
well.
didn't kill him in the comics.
There in the Killing Joke where
Yeah, in the
all of
Killing
a
Joke,
sudden
the
it's just
comics.
laughing, 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 and then nothing. It's like,
Yeah, no, that's how the comic ended though. But he didn't kill him.
but it leaves it open to interpretation.
Well, point in another issue, after New 52 was reset, I can't remember what reset it. Something reset it. A new series came out. Or actually, no. I think no. It reset, and then the Batman Who Laughs reset the new universe. So basically, when the Joker infected Batman with the venom or the Joker toxin,
Mm-hmm.
it drove Batman crazy. Batman then went to the multiverse and recruited every Batman from all the multiverses that had superpowers that were affected by something. Like there was a Doomsday Batman, there was a Lantern Batman, there was a Speedster Batman, like and they
Okay.
destroyed it. They destroyed everything. So it reset everything. That was the new reset, which was a good run. It was a good run. I'll give it that.
Okay.
Um. So yeah, it's been the DC universe has been reset twice since New 52. So um, but obviously, I think I don't know what era of DC we're gonna see after Flashpoint. Because they're not. I don't think they're gonna go to New 52 with the movies. I don't think they're gonna do that.
Just keep it in one universe, right? Like have a plan, you know, kind of like how Marvel had a plan with Phase 1 and 2. Whether it was done well or not, they still had a plan. Oh,
Hey, some of
excuse
the
me.
movies are good. I don't care what anyone says.
I enjoy.
I
I
admit they have some hit and misses.
Well, of
That's
course.
been, but the majority of the first three phases were good.
Mhm.
Um,
I enjoyed the
but
hell out of Doctor Strange. I didn't think I would, but I sat down and watched it. I was like, oh no, this is great.
Multiverse of
Uh,
Madness for the first one.
no, not oh god, not Multiverse of Madness. No, no, the first one.
Well, but anyway, if there's any other questions you have about Black Adam, like I can probably try and explain that. Like his magic is a good like hand wave for the whole bullets not ricocheting thing,
Mm-hmm.
because his body is magical. So
Yeah,
it's a
absorb
good
it.
little like it's a good little hand. It's what they if someone from the comics would come out and say it's a good hand wave for that. Like it like his lightning body could like take away the kinetic energy from it. It's a good like way like it's he is magical in nature, so
Mm-hmm.
but his body doesn't work like science does, so it could be why the bullets weren't bouncing off him and injuring people around him. Also, another thing, I know he probably wasn't, but in the comics he can move so fast that like for all we know, off screen he could have been catching those bullets and you would never be able to perceive it. That's another hand wave. Is that he moves billions of times faster than light. So while those bullets are falling around him, it could be just be him catching him. Like his arms are moving so fast they don't even see what they're moving.
Okay, now see now that's going a little bit too far with the fan theories. You know, the head canon and stuff like that.
Hey, I said it's a
Don't
good
go
hand
that
wave.
far.
I said it's a
Don't
good
go that
hand
far.
wave.
Like
Out of
accepting that the magical and everything just kind of pull the kinetic energy out of the bullets, but yeah, okay, that's more believable than he's too fast for you to see. That it's like no.
he is though.
Hmm.
He is. Trust me.
Yeah.
You'll. But I'm saying like if
It
you
did
wanted
portray that.
explanations,
It showed his speed pretty decent in the movie. I liked it.
yeah. Well, I'm saying like if you wanted two explanations, that's two possibilities as to why the bullets didn't bounce off him. For if you for your questions of like why didn't they ricochet? Well, those are two reasons why I couldn't have.
Yeah.
In the English language thing, which I explained earlier, that's why
Yeah, I
picking up
did.
so fast.
That definitely makes sense with the English language part. But yeah, like I said, how do you relay that to the audience in the movie?
Um, well, I guess like they didn't explain the Solomon thing, but he did hear people screaming for him.
Yeah.
So like he clearly has super hearing, so they heard that. But I guess they expected you to put two and two together. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah.
Like
It's
the
just
whole slow motion scene, the hearing scene,
hmm
like when the kid was screaming amongst the crowd, he was able to pinpoint that kid out of the crowd. Like
Just
Um,
little bitty tweaks in here and there in the story would help to help keep the audience in the movie. Just one little like little minor things that pulled like me personally that pulled me out. That one change here and there would have been made the movie a little bit just a little bit better.
yeah, no,
But again,
I really
the
feel like they expected you to kind of have some
yeah.
prior knowledge before going into this.
But but again, it wasn't enough for me to
No, no,
dislike
it's
the
still a
movie
great
for sure.
movie.
It was not enough for me to dislike the movie. So we have been going for a little over 2 hours.
Damn.
Yeah,
Well, if you need to
Yes.
call it, we can
I
call it for
do need to
this.
call it because I'm thirsty. I'm tired.
I had a water next to me the whole time.
Well, I didn't.
I come prepared, sir.
I don't know what preparing is. How did we start this whole thing? Trying to figure out and make sure the volume and everything, the microphone worked to live stream. Prepared. It'll be a lot easier next time for sure. So, what do we want to talk about next time? Any ideas? What's our homework for the week?
Um, well, I know it's been review bombed to hell, and it has been review bombed to hell
Ooh.
for right reasons. The new Jeepers Creepers movie came out like a
Oh
week
no! I don't
before.
don't make me watch that. I don't have any knowledge of the previous ones.
I should watch them. They're good.
I
Well,
think
the
yeah.
first two are good. The three
I
is
think I
bad.
I think I saw I remember seeing one of them. It was something about a bus breaking
That's
down
Jeepers
somewhere.
Creepers 2.
That is too. Yeah, that's my extent. It's not like I don't know.
Well, the fourth movie just came out, and they rebooted everything, and it
I
was
heard it was
bad.
terrible. Yeah,
It was so fucking
just
bad.
nothing but terrible. Have you watched Arcane yet? No, that would not.
Uh,
That would be a 5 hour stream talking about Arcane. Good
yeah, I've watched
lord.
Dark. Oh, I haven't seen the last two episodes, but I still watch.
Oh, you need to watch it. So what do we got here? What is? Oh, ooh, I'm gonna watch Werewolf by Night this week.
You should because I've already watched it. It's fucking
I'm
great.
gonna watch Werewolf by Night this week.
Fine, that's our
Yep.
next episode.
We'll do
Werewolf by
that.
Night.
We'll talk about Werewolf by Night. I'll see what it is. I've heard a few good things about it from multiple sources, including you, and we can go from there.
It is good.
Yep.
Well, that'll be our topic. We will be doing these for the rest of from now on the other channel, which there should be a link in the description.
The link in the description. I'll leave this up for the next 24 hours, and then I'll unlist it, and then unlist it, download it, cut off the beginning of it where we sound like more, where, right before we get everything started, and it will be posted to the other channel, to the Dumpster channel, Dumpster-Fireside.
Also, our obviously you have the link here, but our links for our main channels will be on the channel as well. Eventually, we will put it up there.
We're
And
gonna
if
be
we
a
get
lot more.
popular enough,
We're definitely going to be a
we
lot
might
more.
open up a Discord.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be a lot more prepared next time with the links and everything. I'm going to have to do that. I'll have a it'll be a lot better for the next one for sure. So,
All right, yeah.
all right,
So we will be reviewing Werewolf by Night next. So
all right.
stay tuned for that, and thank you all for joining in.